And we are excited to be out here for the final Titans open practice before that joint practice on Friday against Seattle. And we are now joined by Cory Curtis from News 2, who sits down with us. Cory, thanks for braving the traffic this morning.
55 minutes from Cool Springs.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, we were texting, summer is over when the traffic rears its ugly head again.
I drove my daughter to school today, so I know what exactly it is. You drive your kids to school, and then you go to work. And I had to stop for gas, and I was like, and then I was like, yeah, that got me.
It's always the worst. I luckily I had to drop off my father-in-law's dog in this area this morning early, so I was out
drove up and just dropped him off
at a dog sitter. At a dog sitter.
Okay.
So
I was like, that's irresponsible, Jake.
I had to be in this area early, so I was able to avoid all of the traffic and get out here in time. We will have practice out here in a little bit over an hour. We'll give you updates. They open this one to the fans, so we can actually give updates today.
Look, I'm up here, and it's my first time up here this year.
Yeah.
And I'm looking out, and number one, I've been here since 2003, so this facility looks nothing like the piece of garbage facility when I got here. But so for those of you who don't know it, there are 3 practice fields, okay? Over the last – for anybody who doesn't think Amy Adams-Strunk wants to win, she might make decisions you disagree with. She wants to win. And she puts her money where her mouth is. She spends it. She has spent it on this facility. She has spent everything on the new stadium.
Right.
But you look at these practice fields, all 3 of them have been completely dug up and then had new irrigation, heating coils, and everything put in so that they will stay green throughout the season. Because these fields used to look like straight trash come November. And, they just because it was all Bermuda. And it would all just die.
Right.
And so now, they just got the 3rd field done. They've been practicing out here, 3 weeks?
Yeah, right about.
It looks like you could come out here and play golf.
It does.
They look spectacular. They look great. I think the landscaping crew is to be commended. And I think Amy and her staff are to be commended for making the financial move to give the team the best surface they can to practice on daily.
No, it's a great setup out here. They've got the grandstands up. The fans have been filling it up for these open practices. We do have, especially for the ones open to the fans, we have a little bit of an obstructed view up here. You got to kind of stand up and lean and find your way.
We got a Wrigley Field pillar.
We do. We do have a Wrigley Field pillar. Like when they were running the 7-on-7 on Monday,
if they're
down
red
in that red zone,
you're in trouble.
I had no idea what was going on. But for the most part, you got
there is another table down there. You could move
that
one.
Is true.
You could move.
Yeah.
You could move one down. Yeah. He just hung somebody out to dry.
Dustin from Hopkinsville says they opened it to the fans. You can tell us what's going on. They'll just be playing pitch and catch all day. Yeah. You hope it's going to be a better day for the offense. The defense, I would say, won the day on Monday, especially the defensive line. Jeffrey Simmons was all over the field.
I could be wrong. I feel like they play a lot more 11-on-11 in the Saleh administration than I've seen in years past.
Yeah,
like a lot more.
They were out there a ton on Monday. They did the full field, more scripted.
There was
portion.
A lot more situational.
Right, and then they went and did the 2-minute.
Well, they did a whole 3rd down period.
Yes, you're right.
And then they did the 2-minute period. Yeah, so they've done a number, but there's a lot. And I just think there's a whole thing of Saleh believes you get prepared to play football by playing football.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a believer. I'm a believer that there's no exercise that simulates football. You know what I mean? Like you can run gassers. Right. You maybe burpees. Burpees might be like the best thing.
Yeah.
But like, playing is the only thing that really truly gets you in one. I remember Walter Payton running hills when I was a kid. Now Derrick Henry runs the hills.
Yeah.
And these guys, they do things to get them bigger, stronger, faster, obviously building endurance, but nothing beats it like coming out here and playing.
Yeah, that's why we always talk about these guys. You can be in gym shape, but it takes a couple of weeks to get in football shape.
Well, that's why they have this new, slower ramp-up period for the rookie, because they're all in combine shape. That's not football shape.
Right. Yeah, you do all the training for the draft, and it's all to be best in the underwear Olympics, not actually the best at playing football.
And to advance that a step further is this preseason, where we've seen the guys go 20 plays. They're going to go 25 to 30, and then they're going to go over 30.
Right.
That's all part of the ramp up. And it's nothing new. Mike Vrabel used to talk about, do you want a blister or do you want a callus?
Yeah.
And so he's trying to get the team calloused for when the season gets here so that when they're playing their first game of the year, it's just not all like for the first time.
Right.
And because practice and the same and game are not the same. They just aren't. They just the speed just picks up. They just the natural flow, the natural juices that get going. They're just different. And so, we'll see how it works out. Like I say, Andy Reid always plays his starters, and I think he's a pretty good head coach.
He is. Yeah, he's proven that. You were out there on the sideline on Thursday night.
Yeah,
for
they
the
let
Titans'
me stand there.
First preseason game. Well done, by the way. Loved the interviews throughout the.
I got a lot of compliments on my my Titans polo.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah.
You the ones they were wearing up that Charles and Paul were wearing up in the booth too. Did you guys all have the same one?
No, we don't buy it. The team,
well, I understand.
The team.
No, I understand.
The team walks into the coaches meeting and hands us 3 shirts and says, "You will wear these for the broadcast." And we say, "Okay."
Charles and Paul's were a little bit different. I remember from.
Oh, really?
One of them had stripes, the other one didn't.
Yeah,
at least if I'm remembering correctly.
I think that's because Charles got his late.
Gotcha.
And that was because he got his, and they didn't have one for me.
Oh.
And I'm in a different hotel than they are, and so Charles just said, "Take mine." And then
I'll figure it out.
Well, because he's at the team hotel, they can give me one here, which made all the sense in the world. But then he ended up getting the shirt like really late.
Gotcha.
But so evidently they couldn't track down the exact same shirt. But it doesn't matter. I mean, to me, if I were them, I would have 3 different shirts. I'd market it and just say, hey, here's 3 different choices.
You can buy all of them.
Yeah, you can buy all of them at the SeatGeek Terrace.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Walking through the pro shop up here, I mean, they've got about everything you can imagine here.
I didn't know there was a pro shop up here until I came up here.
You'll see as practice starts, the fans will start to circulate around.
Are they allowed out here?
They are. When it's open to fans, they are allowed out here.
Can we throw them over the balcony?
No,
we get tired of them?
We cannot. We cannot do that.
Jake, we got to bring up the one issue that at least I had with the broadcast.
I was about to come to you, Parker, because I knew you were going to have something.
What? That we didn't have a Dabo Sweeney segment?
He had an issue with a specific word you used in an interview.
Okay. You called Cedric Gray skinny.
Oh,
I don't think any linebacker wants to be referred to as skinny.
And by skin, I meant he doesn't have a lot of fat on the bone. I mean, lean would have been a better word. But yeah, I mean, like James had the weight to lose because he put the weight on. Cedric is pretty chiseled. So chiseled, lean, those both could have been better words, I guess, than skinny. But it was meant as a compliment.
I got what you were trying to go with, that lean down, but Parker was like, you can't call a linebacker skinny. That's not what they want to hear.
That dude's a rock, man. I mean, have you seen his neck lately? It's like he could like not wear his seatbelt in his car and be okay. Boom. Cedric's neck wins.
He was out there. The offense and the defense on Monday were drawn back with the back and forth with each other.
I was right down there. It was Cedric
was right in the middle of it.
Luke Stocker were just screaming at each other because the third team offense was just carving.
Yeah,
up
they went
defense
right down the field for a touchdown,
and all on the ground. They just carved them up on the ground, and Julius Chestnut's having a good camp. I hate to say it.
Michael Carter looked good on Monday, too.
Mike Carter's had a good camp. But Julius Chestnut, if you go back to the game, he made a play on special teams, and Robert Saleh ran 15 yards out on the field to high-five and hug him. So, I mean, and that might be as big as any run. And Julius Chestnut is one of those preseason heroes. Every year in the preseason, he looks good. Every year.
He had a 34-yard run on Thursday night in San Francisco.
And so we go and we look at Kalel Mullings, who's hurt.
Right.
And, he was hurt last year. And I know he was a draft pick. But if Julius shows he can play special teams, because we were told Kalel was basically drafted to play special teams.
Yeah. Former linebacker, kind of the same thing we talked about with Jaron Kanik, of the versatility of what you can do.
But if you think Julius can be a core special teams player for you, I think quite obviously better at running the football.
Yeah.
And so now you've got a choice to make.
Well,
because it can't be for just running the football like it was when he beat out
Hassan Haskins.
Yeah. That was a terrible decision. And it's not I like Julius, but Haskins is a really good special teams player.
Right.
And cutting him was a huge mistake.
He might have just signed with the Patriots too. I want to say that Vrabel brought him back in.
Well, that's a good signing. that is one where I look at Vrabel and go, I would do that too, because he can play special teams.
Yes, he is. Hassan Haskins is now a Patriot.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And the Titans just made a running back signing this morning, actually.
So those guys must be hurt worse than we thought. Or they thought.
Let's see. Yeah, because the Titans are signing running back and special teamer Dearness Johnson, former Cleveland Brown.
Durst.
Yeah. So
Durst is here.
Durst Johnson.
Hey, that guy used to be a starter.
Yeah, he was with the Browns for a little bit. I remember he was like a fantasy waiver wire.
I rostered him.
Yeah.
Man, I rostered him. When you need that third running back, Durst was on my squad.
So he was with the Patriots as well. So he joins that room with right now Tony Pollard, Nick Singleton, and Khalil Mullings dealing with injuries.
Yeah, I mean, look, we know it's a Pollard Spears backfield. They really like Nick Singleton.
Yeah,
despite the obvious pass blocking situation there.
Run over on Thursday night.
I was standing right there. I went, whoa. Oh,
I forget who made the hit. It was one of their linebackers off the edge, but just ran right through Singleton, right through Levis in one motion.
You hear about it all the time about initiating contact. This is why they talk about initiating contact. Singleton waited for him on his heels and just got blasted into next week. When you do that, all you are is one of those tackling dummies. That's it. You're a 210-pound tackling dummy.
Yep.
And he just got rocked, and then Levis got rocked. And I'm going to bet that never happens again. Because I'm going to look, as embarrassing as that was on TV, the film room was probably worse. Yeah. Infinitely worse. They probably put it on replay. They probably slow-moed it. I mean, it was probably
might have set it to music in there.
Yeah. They might have played Titanic with it. I mean, that was as bad as I've seen.
Yeah.
But I like the kid a lot. I mean, I haven't talked to him yet, but I like watching him play. Outside of the pass blocking situation.
And that's something that coaches say all the time. It's like you can run the ball as good as anybody if you can't protect the passer.
It's usually the reason most teams are slow to play rookie running backs,
right?
Because that's the part of the game they're the worst at.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know why Vrabel slow played Travion Henderson, but I'm going to guess that might be part of it.
Right. If you can't trust him not to get your quarterback crushed, then it's probably not going to work out. At least initially. 615-737-1025 is our phone number, our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We will continue to talk Titans throughout the first hour. We'll get into some college football stuff. Of course, we have to bring up Dabo at some point when Cory
Joe's got him as an elite level coach.
Well, so does the Athletic in general. We'll talk about that later on.
Elite. They had him on the second level. But Joe said he needed to be considered for elite.
Oh, because he has 2 national championships.
If you have a time machine, he's elite. If you're today. If you're in 2026, a guy who starts the season outside of the top 25 is not elite.
That's fair. We're going to talk about the Athletics coaching tiers because
if Ryan Day is not elite, all right.
Yeah, that's true. They're in the same tier.
Yeah, they're in the same tier, not in the same tier of college football teams.
It's true.
One has a chance to win the national championship. One has a chance to get fired.
Has a chance to get fired.
Well, I think he's going to get fired, but that just means he has a chance to get fired. Look, you guys keep slow play. If they go 6-6, 5-7, he is done. They will not put up with that. You guys don't know Clemson like I do.
See,
I covered that program.
That is true. You did. We are going to get into that later on, the tiers in general, but I also realize that you, me, and Parker are just on completely different wavelengths.
That's awesome.
Parker and I are splintered, even on our side, that Dabo is not going to get fired.
I knew Parker was smarter than you.
So we'll get into that coming up in hour number 2. Again, Titans going to hit the practice field in about an hour here. We'll give you updates throughout practice once they get into team drills and stuff that, we can actually make conclusions from. 615-737-1025. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley, next man up. 1-2-5 the game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis from News 2, Parker Kelley with you. We are live at Titans training camp. Final intra-squad practice before the Seahawks come to town on Friday for joint practice number 2 of the preseason. Let's talk a little bit more about Thursday night's game. We haven't had Cory on since then.
Okay.
Again, you were out on the sideline.
I was ready to talk Spider-Man after that song.
I did. I saw Spider-Man last Tuesday.
Yeah.
It was good.
No, it was fantastic.
It was great.
It was
I did
fantastic.
keep my promise from our show 2 weeks ago.
I need to go see it again.
I've heard the story of somebody, and I actually know some of my friends who are listening who brought this guy up, who saw it 11 times.
Wow.
In theaters. That's a
great.
lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money.
Already?
It was good. It wasn't that good.
Yes.
I saw Star Wars 14 times in the theater the summer it came out.
Wow.
Which one?
I was like 6. First one.
The
First one. I was like 6 years old, 7 years old. And it went to I went to the theater, and it was like a life-changing event for me.
Yeah.
And then it went to, so I grew up in this town called Wheaton, Illinois. A lot of people know Naperville. It's right next to Naperville. Naperville was a farm town when I was growing up of about 18,000. Now it's like 250,000.
Now they're home of one of the most dominant Division III football programs in the last 10 years.
Are they really?
Yeah, North Central.
Who's that? Oh, North Central is? Okay,
Yeah.
And then so the downtown Wheaton, there was the Wheaton Theater, which used to be one screen, really kind of flat, where somebody in front of you, you looking around them, and it had the old fans. It was really old school theater.
Yeah.
And so when the movies got to the Wheaton Theater, they were $1.
Wow.
And I was like 7 years old. My mom and dad both worked, and she would just drop me off at the movie theater
with $1.
With $1, and I'd go watch Star Wars like over and over and over again. That they have chopped that theater up into like 6 theaters now. It's been a long time since I've been back. I barely recognize it when I do go back.
Yeah, I mean, 13 times. That's
14.
14, excuse me. 14 times.
14
Star
times
Wars.
for $14.
You better be able to quote every line at that point.
Yeah, I can. I can. What an incredible smell you've discovered.
On Thursday, Titans' first team offense was out there for 3 series.
95 yards on the first
95 yards on the first drive. Run game looked good.
I just you act like it's nothing. Yeah, you act like the only thing that matters are the 2 craptastic drives. I get it. But you got to take it all. All right, you've got to take it all. And also, by the way, it's one game.
Yep, it's a quarter of a game.
Yeah, it's not even a full game. I mean, how many games last year was Caleb Williams awful in the first half and then electric in the second half? And I'm not making excuses, and I'm just not saying everything is okay. I'm just saying we need a bigger sample size before we start walking on the bridge, looking down, wondering if Bon Jovi's going to come and save us. Okay.
I mean, maybe that happens on Sunday after the preseason game, depending on how things go.
But yeah.
But I agree with you. I think there's reason for concern, and this is what we said on Friday morning. Reason for concern because you saw a lot of the issues that Cam Ward had last year.
You want to see him play better.
Right. He needs to be more accurate. He can't hold on to the ball as long as he did a couple of times. But you're right. It's 1 quarter of a preseason game. It's another data point, but it doesn't mean that the sky is falling.
No. Look, and again, back to the 95-yard drive. What were the 2 passes that were completed?
It was
they were both layups.
Drag route to Calvin Ridley and a screen pass to Gunnar Helm.
They were both layups. And it's that whole thing of taking the layups when they're there and then, knowing when it's time to try to rip one of those. I mean, and that's what, Mahomes does. That's what Stafford does. That's what Burrow does. How many times Stafford and Burrow check down? A gabillion.
Yep.
And then, when they need it, all of a sudden, zip.
Yep.
It's in there. And that's just part of the maturing process. And I'm not saying that Cam Ward is going to be Stafford or Burrow. I'm just saying it's the first preseason game of his second year with a new coaching staff, and to just go bonkers after a quarter and a half, I can't do it. I can be concerned. I could say, man, I wish he would play better, than he played in that one, but he didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't. And you go back, the 2 misses to Wan'Dale. I mean, they're just smoked in there.
Right,
heat-seeking missiles, and they both bounce off his hand. Right, sticks out one hand and gets up. Number 1, pass is too hard. It's too hot. It's too short. Too hot. And he's probably rushing his mechanics.
Yeah, the footwork seemed.
Yeah, and he needs to slow down. And the other thing is, but with Wan'Dale, he's going to have to get used to is, guys, the catch radius is not big.
Yeah.
That's a small target. So for a quarterback who's not the most accurate, who's not Brady, not Breeze, it's a bigger challenge because he's got to be more accurate with a guy with that small of a catch radius. And you saw that on those 2 plays. He needs to take a little bit off, be a little bit more accurate. And I agree with Coach Sala when he said he was too sped up. He was trying to do it all too quickly.
Yeah.
And it's not saying you need to just take it, but you got to. It's just like going through your reads. You got to go through your reads, but you also got to go through your drop, go through your plant, point at your target, throw the football. First preseason game, if he does it in the second one, then I'm going to be more concerned. But it's the first one, so I'm just going to use it as a learning data point and see, do you get better from that point forward?
Right, and we've seen 2 practices since then. I said this yesterday. I'm not big on stats at practices, but Jim Wyatt has put it in his article that he's 43 of 53 throwing the football in the last 2 practices. He's been more accurate. Saturday apparently was a great day for him. I thought he was
I was
up and
not
down.
here for that one, but I heard it was really good.
I thought he was up and down yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought there
too.
was the 4th and 8th throw to Carnell Tate was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
It fit it between 2 defenders. When you needed to have it, he made the big throw. In general, he didn't have much time to throw on Monday. I mentioned it yesterday. I was like, Jeffrey Simmons and Jermaine Johnson just blew up that practice.
Yeah, there was one play where Simmons was lined up over Carmona and Carmona barely got a hand on him.
Yeah.
He was just by him.
Well, and the 4th and 8th play, he didn't get by him, but Fernando Carmona put it in reverse quickly because, he had him on skates.
Yeah, he had him on the skates going back. Yeah, Jeff's playing at a pretty high level. But again, they didn't have much of a pass rush in San Francisco.
No, they didn't.
So, are we concerned that Jeff isn't going to be able to rush the passer? He didn't have any sacks, guys. I don't think he hit the quarterback. I mean, come on.
He did draw 1 holding penalty.
He did. And okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I hear people say, well, they're lucky they got the holding penalty because it was a 3rd down conversion.
Yeah.
Jeff drew the holding penalty because he won the rep.
If the guard didn't tackle him, he would have hit the quarterback.
Yes. Okay, so, drawing a holding penalty is a win.
It's basically a sack.
Well, it's a win for the defensive line. You drew that penalty because you won. It wasn't a lucky penalty. It was one that you earned.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to say this, Titans, you don't need to apologize for drawing a holding penalty. Okay. That's a win. Don't worry about it. There's nothing lucky about it. Now, we all look, there are lucky calls or lucky no calls. We've seen them. But that was a pure win and a tackle. That was it.
Yep.
It's a good play.
These guys are professionals. If they didn't have to hold, they wouldn't hold. Yeah. Like if they could make the block without holding, they would.
Speaking of that, do we think Cordell Volson makes the team at this point?
I don't know. I mean, the fact that they ran out Carmona with the 1s and the 2s instead of letting Volson play, I think that shows you that
Volson did play, it was not good.
Yeah, he got beat pretty badly on the last Levis sack.
He got beat badly a few times.
Yeah, it was.
I don't look, and again, I don't have anything against Cordell Volson. I haven't met him to this point, but when you got young guys who you want to play and find out, he hasn't shown a reason that he needs to be the one out here. And look, the fact that he's already been replaced, you know, and they put Slater out there before, and they said they were going to run through these guys, but they wanted someone to beat him out.
Yeah. And that's the ideal scenario for the Titans is one of the young guys wins. Volson was there as, hey, if they're not ready, we've got somebody who's played NFL football before.
Yes.
But you've seen that that Carmona has seemingly taken that job and run away with it, at least as of right now. So
yeah, he's going to have to really drop off to lose the spot.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're working Slater in more at center now to just see what he can do there.
And they're moving Andre James over to guard some. So I think they're looking at those two guys as swing guards.
Yep.
Which is, I like Andre James. I've said this a few times on a few different programs. Andre James is an established pro, started a lot of games. And when I've watched him take reps, I think he's looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm good with him being on the roster.
I haven't noticed much from Coogan, but I have seen him getting earlier reps here and there.
Yeah,
so
and I think they've run him at guard a little bit too. I mean, he's primarily a center, but he's gonna if he's gonna be on this team, he's gonna have to play both.
Yeah, but it seems like the Titans, as of now, have settled on their 5. Things are subject to change still with a couple weeks to go till the season.
Tackle?
But swing tackles is going to be a mess.
That's a nightmare, right?
Deculus was horrible on Thursday night.
Yeah, like is Brandon Crenshaw Dixon ready? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean he's got to be better than Deculus, right?
Well, you're better than Deculus. I'm sorry.
I highly doubt that.
I don't know him. I've never met him, but I know what happened last year in Los Angeles, and I know what's happened out here in camp, and I know what happened in Santa Clara.
Yeah.
And all of them say the same thing. It's not good enough.
Right.
It's not good enough.
I'll work on my pass sets during the break, see if I'm ready.
Yeah, it's not good enough. And, I think it's reasonable and fair to say that the swing tackle might not be on the roster right now.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, not a lot of swing tackles become available.
Well, there are guys out there right now who are holding out for starting jobs.
Yeah, is Conklin still out there?
Conklin's still available. Yeah. Taylor Decker's still available. Those guys want to be starters.
Yeah, they're not going to come in to be the swing. Not for 1.8.
But you need a job, right? If you want to play, if nobody gets hurt.
Both of those guys have probably made 9 figures in their career.
Yeah.
They don't need to come back to sit on the bench.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Now, maybe they want to, but I don't think they're going to.
And Dan Moore and J.C. Latham have both been fine from what I think. Latham's actually taken a pretty big step forward so far.
Latham's been far more physical, which he needed to be. For a guy that size, he needs to be a dump truck out there.
Yeah.
And he's playing angrier.
Right. There is no revolution without bloodshed.
Yeah. So I think, the mental coach thing, maybe there's something to that. I think Salah's message of violence and physicality. And I think he spent a lot of time talking to Jeff, and Jeff, challenging him to be great. Because, when talking to Salah before the game at our production meeting, I asked him, he told Pat McAfee that Jeff was even better than he thought he was going to be. He knew he was great. But he's even better. And I said, what is that? What drew that? He goes, well, he's like, money says a lot about a guy, and it usually just reveals more of what they are.
Right.
And that's exactly what this extension has done with Jeff. It's revealed more of him being a better leader, even working harder. I mean, look at his body.
Yeah.
I mean, his body is like, okay, I'm a kid of the 80s. You remember Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk? If you painted Jeff Green now, he is the freaking incredible. He is Derrick Henry plus about 60 pounds. I mean, he is enormous. He is chiseled. He has abs. I mean, you know how some guys, you see their back and there's back and then the lats just look like wings attached to the sides of their bodies. That's him.
Yeah.
I mean, I always call it an action figure physique.
Right.
I mean, yeah, like Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, he's huge up top. He's tiny at the waist, and he look, he knew that money was coming.
Right.
But and he's here for the money, but he's also here to be great. And he strings together another 2 more years like last year, and suddenly he gets into the Hall of Fame conversation.
Yeah.
But and that's a long way away. So I don't want people to go, Cory says Jeff's a Hall of Fame. I'm not. I'm saying you string together a couple more 10, 11 sack seasons, team starts to win. One of the big things about Hall of Fame is, are you the best player at your position? And right now he is. Now he's got to hold on to that mantle for a little while.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens there.
Speaking of action figure builds, we got to interview Femi on Monday. He came up here, and it's just
he's huge.
As big as you think he is on the field, he's bigger when he's up close in person.
Yeah. Did he say how much weight he's gained from last year?
He didn't say specifically. We asked him what he had been working on. He said just getting his body right and all that stuff. He didn't say specifically how much weight he's put on, but he's huge.
Yeah, no, he's a great big man. He's very chunky.
Yeah.
Because he's really thick in the legs and the arms. It's like what, most of the guys who get hurt are a little more spindly.
Yeah.
Tall and just,
right.
And that's, I guess his leg was a broken leg.
It was, fractured.
Yeah. So it wasn't a ligament deal. But yeah, I mean, and look, he made the play, first play of the game. I was watching him because I was thinking about you. So first snap of the game, I'm watching Femi. No one blocks him.
Right. That's
no one.
That's what
whack.
I wrote down on the grid for the next day. I was like, Femi makes anher play, unblocked.
Yes. I'm like, do people just see 7 and say, hey, don't block him, he's not going to make the play? But when they don't block him, he does.
Yeah.
But I did think he was also more active than he was a year ago.
I agree.
So we'll see if that can continue. They need him. I mean, the good news for him this year, he doesn't need to start.
Right.
But they do need him to be a rotational piece that can be effective.
Yep.
And so we'll see. I do think he's got to add to his arsenal of move.
I agree.
Not moves, his arsenal of move.
Yeah, he can't just be bull rush every single play.
It's just the same thing every time. He just comes around the edge. There's no hand fighting. There's no spin. He's got to add some variety to it.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. Keep up with Titans training camp with us here at 1025 The Game for the latest updates, player interviews, and more as we get you prepped for the upcoming football season. Coverage of training camp is presented by Twin Peaks Restaurants, Parman Tractor and Equipment, Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery, and Tri-State Water, Power, and Air. More Titans talk coming up next. Again, Titans practice gets going in about 45 minutes. We'll have updates throughout the show. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley, next man up, 1025 The Game.
Oh,
Had to know this one was coming at some point.
good 48 hours in Chicago.
Well, on the north side.
Good 48 hours in Chicago. Southern Indiana or Northern Indiana, not so much.
We don't even acknowledge the team on the South Side.
Well, that's Northern Indiana's team.
I'm with you guys because the Tigers need the White Sox to keep losing. So go Cubbies.
Between the 2 walk-off wins and the Green Bay sucks chant during the rain delay, it's been a
that was fantastic.
Chicago and Northern Indiana fans united to
keep hatred and rivalries.
Yeah.
Yes,
right. Even in that rivalry, you can all come together to hate the Packers.
I hate the Packers and the St. Louis Cardinals so much. So much. I mean, it pours. I'm like a Sith Lord when it comes to those teams. I let the hate flow through me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the team I hate the most. I mean, the University of Virginia takes the cake in that.
We're getting you and Glennon together then.
That one,
He can bring some wine and cheese.
Yeah,
you can bring like some beef jerky
or turkey leg.
Yeah, sure.
It's that one's been ingrained in me since I was born. I would say the Cleveland Guardians is probably the other one that I would put in that category. I hate that team.
See, I would think as a Tiger fan, but I'm older than you. I'd go back to like the Yankees.
Yeah. I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't like the Yankees, but the last few years, the Guardians and their devil magic baseball that they play, it's
magic baseball.
They don't hit the ball hard. They hit
so they're the St. Louis Cardinals
we're
of the
hit
70s
a
and 80s.
72-mile-an-hour dribbler, but it's going to go to the perfect spot and it's going to be a base hit.
This is what I grew up with. Okay, the Cubs playing the Cardinals with Whitey Herzog. The Cardinals come to town, and Willie McGee bats leadoff, and he walks. And then he steals second. Ozzie Smith is batting second, and he bunts, and McGee gets to third. Tommy Herr hits a 3-hop chopper to shortstop, 1-0 Cardinals.
Yep.
Whitey ball. And I'm like, this is the worst
That's
baseball.
What Cleveland calls it guards ball.
This
and
is the
I hate
worst
it.
baseball of all time.
It's the worst. And the Tigers,
Whitey
of course,
ball.
have had to play them in the playoffs the last 2 years,
Ugh.
which has been brutal. Let's go to the phone lines here. We've got 2 callers waiting. Let's go with Gil from California first. Gil, thanks for
I was
waiting.
just in California. Gil, let's go.
Oh, is that right? You was out here, huh?
I was in San Jose. I was in Santa Clara.
Oh, that's what's up, man. How'd you like the weather?
Oh, my God. It was 82 and sunny and like 0 humidity. It was amazing. And you know what I also loved? One of the 12 Asian restaurants in the strip mall that was across the street from the hotel. There was literally nothing else to eat. If you did not like Asian food, fortunately I do.
You're out of luck.
There were no other choices. That was it. I was the only
good.
Caucasian in the restaurant.
There you go.
Good luck with that. Yeah, I'm out here in Los Angeles area, but we got a lot of food places down this way.
Yeah, I like LA too. What do you got, Gil?
Yeah. So what I wanted to say is about Cam Ward. I'm hearing about his practices and he's looking good and everything, but I would say that the game, to me, this game coming up is more important than the joint practices because I want to see how he plays with the red shirt comes off. Because from what I've seen from last season until now, it's like he plays backyard football under pressure, and that becomes his offensive tackle's worst nightmare. So I want to see if he can play fundamental football and do what he's supposed to do. But I'm glad with this new coaching staff that they're actually putting him in a game setting where the other guy's trying to take you out. You know what I mean? He has his red shirt on, he's all good. But when that red shirt come off, I want him to see him to represent that number one. The reason why I'm a Titans fan. He got to represent it, man.
Yeah, Warren Moon. There you go. And Gil, I agree with you because when we watch out here in practice, there's a lot of times where like Jeff Simmons blows up and he doesn't hit him. He just kind of runs by him, and Cam hangs onto the football and plays on because he can.
Yeah,
because he can.
Right.
And when you're out there in the preseason game and that's Leonard Williams, you're dead. Okay, you get smoked, or you're just running for your life.
Right.
And so I think Gil is onto something there. He does have a tendency to try to float plays out and stretch them out a little longer when he needs to be processing quicker and just saying, okay, pressure's on, I got to go here.
Right.
And that's not in his nature. And so you don't want to coach all of it out of his nature, but
you got to channel it.
You got to channel it. You got to know there's time and place for everything.
Right.
1st and 10, get rid of the football. Get rid of the football, take your 5 yards and go on to 2nd down. That's a good play. 3rd down, if you need to hang on to it to make something happen, then that's your time. Time's running out, then that's your time.
Yeah.
But first down, second down, just take your check downs, you make your reads and move. And I think he is right about that we need to see him do it with the red shirt off, because in practice we see it all the time where he makes plays after he would have been sacked.
Right. No, I think that's a good point. He needs to kind of trust the pocket a little bit more too. I think we saw on Thursday night where he started to get the happy feet and wanted to get out of the pocket when he really didn't need to.
He just wants something to happen.
Right.
And I think there's some maturity that has to come there.
Yeah.
It's we saw it in the Netflix series.
Yeah.
All right. I heard Brian Callahan talk about it when we would meet with him. They want him to be able to accept boring football.
Right.
Which is find your running back, find your tight end, get to your next play.
Yep.
And he hates that. He hates it. I mean, he doesn't say that, but I mean, you could tell he's fighting it.
He wants to hunt every play.
Yes, he wants to hunt every. But this isn't college football.
Right.
The great ones do the boring thing over and over and over.
Yeah. Matt Stafford, Joe Burrow.
Yep.
I mean, Pat Mahomes,
Tom
Brady. They take check down after check down, and then all of a sudden on 3rd and 8, it's snuck in there for 12 yards and a first down, and you're like, what a throw.
Yep.
Because that was the time when they had to have it. But the rest of it, they're just taking. I mean, Julius Edelman made a career out of that 5-yard turnaround catch the football.
The little zig route out. Yeah, I mean
it wasn't much, but Brady just put it on him, and they just kept moving the chains.
And that's why the intentional grounding play, that was on 1st and 10.
Yeah.
You can't have that on first down.
And he's got Gunnar Helm wide open.
Right. You got to take what you can get on first down, and then when you need it on 3rd down, that's when you try and make those plays.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, look, Brian Callahan used to tell me, because I used to tell him first down interceptions were the bane of my existence, because throwing an interception on first down is inexcusable.
Right.
But for him, the bane of his existence, first down sacks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get that.
That makes sense.
Because there's no reason to take a sack on first down. Throw it away. It's 2nd and 10.
Right.
Get rid of it. Throw it away. And just like that, he tried to throw it away, but he hung on to it too long.
Yeah.
He hung on to it too long. So he's got to be willing to accept failure, because sometimes failure is not the worst option.
Right.
And you've got to be willing to accept second down. It's okay. We're going. You know what? First down, they got us.
Right.
We got 2 more, baby.
Yep. You would have taken 2nd and 10, right, on that drive, because he hits Robinson on the slant, and it would have been a first down. But instead, now it's 3rd and 9 or whatever it ended up being.
Was that the first drive?
That was the second drive.
Second drive, okay.
Yep. 615-737-1025. We have to take a break. Trey, we see you on hold. We will get to you, Trey.
That's my fault, Trey.
Next.
I talked forever.
We will get to Trey to wrap up hour number 1. Always want to hear his insights and analysis. We will keep talking Titans. We'll get into some college football coming up in hour number 2. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley, next man up. 1-2-5 the game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley with you. Live from Titans training camp. Practice going to get started in under 30 minutes here from Vanderbilt Health Football Center.
Anybody out there yet? Nope.
Not yet. People will probably start slowly making their way out in the next few minutes. Again, it is open to the fans. They open this one up, so we will.
Last-minute decision.
Right. We will give you some updates.
I think they just didn't want to pack.
Yeah, it might be true. We will give you updates once the team drills start. Usually that's a little after 11 a.m. All right, we've waited long enough. Trey is on hold. Trey, good morning. What you got for us this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
We're
Better
doing
now.
Hey, I just want to say, Cory, I saw you doing the broadcast. You did a great job, buddy.
Trey, how did you see it through the radio?
No, I said that I was gonna watch the game, and I watched the game, and I saw you. You was brilliant.
Thank you, Trey. I appreciate it. You watching means the world to me.
Hey, I had to put that out there. Hey, but I just wanted to say that with Cam Ward, I'm gonna stress the first preseason game. We won, and all that is all good. But what I'm looking for is, does he change the offensive plays at the line, or is it one singular play that they give him to run the offense? Because it seems like to me that he has a hard time reading defenses. I don't know if it's mental. And this is just what I've seen. And I don't know if he has a problem reading defenses to get the ball out on time. But he also needs to come up off of that ball a whole lot more than what he has been. It's not a baseball. This isn't church football after Sundays. He got to lay that ball in there so those guys can catch the ball. And those are the two things I wish that he would, do better at, because I'm a statistics guy, and I love statistics, and I want him to progress going north. And this is his opportunity to be better and to show the Titans fans that he wants to be better. This isn't a modeling thing. This isn't, I got 5 years to be better. No, he needs to be better, and it needs to start this season. This isn't anything about feelings. This isn't emotional. Cam Ward needs to be better to show us before we go into this new stadium that he wants to be the quarterback of the Titans. And I don't see that I don't see it. I don't see it. And I love you guys, and y'all have a good day. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
No,
thank you.
We love you, Trey. Thanks for calling.
Appreciate it. Look, we've all said it on the show that he needs to play better than he did in Santa Clara. Cam Ward wants to play better than he did in Santa Clara. Cam Ward wants to be great yesterday, and that's part of his problem. Is wanting to make the big play all the time. And sometimes being great, as we've talked about with some of the great quarterbacks in the league, is accepting the boring. And that's a maturity process as much as it is a learning one. And it's being able to, it's like driving on the interstate when there's nobody in front of you and you go, if I go 85, I'm not putting anybody in danger, but it's still illegal. All right. And so it's a maturing, growing up process and trying to scale back something that's been ingrained in him, and in an era where we want instant gratification from our quarterbacks. And I always go back to this. Peyton Manning's first 5 years in the league threw 100 interceptions. 100. Nowadays, that gets you benched. All right. Brett Favre was an interception machine when he came into the league, but he made plays. And then as he got older, what did he learn to do? He learned to pick his spots, make the big play when he had to, take some of the boring, obviously running a lot and taking those yards. But there was a maturing process, even for Brett Favre, who's as big of a cowboy as there was out there at quarterback. And so, he's 17 games into his NFL career. And, he's got to be better. And wanting to be better and wanting to be great isn't enough. You've got to be great at some point. Yep. But I'm willing to watch the young man grow a little bit.
I agree. To answer Trey's first question, yes, Cam Ward does have the option to check out of plays at the line of scrimmage. At least that's what we've been told. But he made the point the Titans won the preseason game, which is that's always important.
I brought that up to Peter Skoronsky in the locker room, and he's like, we went 3-0 last year, 2-1 the year before.
Yeah, we made that point last week.
The Lions went 4-0 and they went 0-16.
Brian Callahan has more preseason wins than regular season wins as a head coach. So take everything with a grain of salt. I even said Friday, we were coming back from break, and I go, Titans fall last night in San Francisco, and it's like, oh wait, it only feels like they lost. They actually did win the game.
Well, that was because the other thing, Cam's struggles overshadowed the defense some.
Right.
We're all disappointed with the defense on a night where they gave up 13 points.
Yeah, but they gave up 7 points to the Curtis Rourke-led drives, but that was your first string defense. Yeah. Like that. You probably want to see better from that.
Well, exactly. But I'm just saying, when you look at the end result, it doesn't fit the narrative.
Right.
But that's what the preseason's about. It's not about the end result.
Yeah.
It's about all the stories that happened before you get there.
That's true. Preseason, you nitpick every little play and the score doesn't matter. Where in the regular season, you're looking at every play, but if the Titans end up winning, some of that gets overshadowed. Yeah. Whereas if they lose, some of the good stuff gets overshadowed.
I don't know many people who are talking about them winning this week.
No. I don't think there is.
I think the fans have also seen enough preseason victories to know
they don't matter much.
No, they don't matter much.
Except to Trey. Trey loves a good preseason win.
Winning is always better than losing. I will say that. And you like to see the way they closed it out.
Yep.
You get the drive, you get the field goal, you go up. I think Joey Sly is the most. Joey Sly, Carmona, and Latham are three of the biggest winners of that game. But Sly going 7 for 7 in San Francisco.
And then 4 for 4 in the preseason
4 for 4,
game.
3 over 50. And then coming back out here Saturday and Monday, and he was perfect those 2 days as well. Yeah,
just need a little push of them working out other kickers.
I don't think, from what I heard, his job was not in jeopardy. But there's a reason you bring in 3 kickers.
Right.
I think Bones Fossil is a huge believer in Joey Sly. But I think Joey probably needed to show it for himself.
Yeah.
And he needed to show his team. I mean, he was spectacular in Santa Clara.
Yeah.
I mean,
53, 55, 58.
And the last one he hit it with a draw.
Yeah.
He hit it right to left. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah, he looked great, and that should make Titans fans feel a little bit better about the kicking game heading into the season. 615
fantasy pick, Joey Sly.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe the highest pick Titans player in fantasy.
4th round.
615-737-1025. Hour number 1 in the books. Again, we are live at Titans training camp. Practice going to get started in the next 15 minutes. We're going to flip over and talk some college football while they go through the individual drills. We'll get back into the Titans coming up later on in the show. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley, next man up. 102.5 The Game. Second hour, next man up, 102.5. The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis from News 2, live at Vanderbilt Health Football Center. Titans training camp about to get underway. Parker Kelley back at our Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. Again, Titans about to start practice.
We have players on the field.
Yes, players are on the field. We will give you updates later on in the show once they get going with some team drills. But I want to get into some college football here. The quarterback tiers from the Athletic came out yesterday. The coaching tiers, I should say.
Okay.
Coaching tiers from the Athletic. This is from Chris Vanini, putting all of all Power 4, all FBS coaches into tiers. And the top one, Curt Cignetti, Kirby Smart. Sure. I think that's pretty clear. Yeah. Kirby Smart, multiple-time recent national champion. In the last 5 years, he's won 2. Curt Cignetti, what he's done in the last 2 years, I think makes it pretty clear. Tier 2 is where we'll start, though. The established winners. The ones you'd expect. Mario Cristobal at Miami, had them in the national championship game last year. Ryan Day, Kalen DeBoer was in a national championship a few years ago. Marcus Freeman, Lane Kiffin, Dan Lanning, Steve Sarkisian. There are 3 in here that I think might surprise you a little bit. We'll start with the one that's going to get us
Dabo
off the rails here. Dabo Swinney, he moved down from tier 1.
Yeah.
He was in the top tier heading into last year.
Okay.
The standard. He has moved down to established winners. Here's what Chris Vanini says. Dabo Swinney drops out of the top tier for the first time since this exercise began. He has 2 national titles, but the last one was 8 years ago.
That's
the Tigers have 1 CFP appearance in the last 5 years, and last season's 7-6 record was Sweeney's worst since 2010.
Yep.
You can't deny the highs, but the Tigers aren't close to the bar he set and are trending downward.
Yes, they are, and you have to recognize that. You have. Is he an established winner? Yeah, yes, he is, but their trajectory is not good. And how many coaches reverse their trajectory? Not many.
That's fair.
I mean, Philip Fulmer did when he brought back David Cutcliffe.
Yeah.
And then David Cutcliffe left, and the trajectory continued. Okay? And that was basically because they had a new coach in. I mean, Fulmer was still the head coach, but Cutcliffe was the other guy.
Right.
Came in and fixed things. And so, I think there needs to be another tier between this established winners and the elite.
Yeah.
I think if you had like almost elite but great, because I don't know how Ryan Day, who's top 3 every freaking year, and is up for the national championship every year, is not in that category.
Yeah, I do think you could split this among guys who are in or entering their prime and maybe some guys who have left their prime.
How about this? Coaches anybody would take.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, anybody would take Ryan Day. Anybody would take Marcus Freeman.
Yeah.
Anybody would take Lane Kiffin.
Dan Lanning.
Anybody would take Dan Lanning.
Steve Sarkisian, I think you could put in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan Day has the highest winning percentage of active coaches in the country right now. Yeah, I don't know how he's not in tier 1.
Yeah, he should be in tier 1. He's the one where I'm look, we can argue about some of these other guys that when you're talking about, look, there's no question Cignetti and Smart belong there. But I don't think Day, Freeman, I think that they and where some of these other guys are, they're not the same.
It could be a 2A and 2B.
They're not the same.
Because this is 10 coaches, and I do think there is kind of a clear dividing line of
guys who are still winning should be part of it.
Right. Like, I think you could put Day, Freeman, Kiffin, Lanning, Sarkisian in a 2A.
Yeah.
Cristobal, I think, would be on the borderline of those two. And then I think you'd have like DeBoer, Franklin, Sweeney, Whittingham. I think that would be the bottom tier.
Look, I think Whittingham's a really good coach.
I think he is too. But
and he just did it in Utah, and I think he's got a chance. He's in this good tier. He's got a chance to move up.
Right.
If he does it big at Michigan. But again, I think we're all in agreement that Ryan Day does not belong on the second tier. And I don't care what you think about his coaching. I really don't. The results are the results.
Right.
And recruiting is part of it. I mean, you're a head coach. You are in charge of the entire organization. That is not just play calling.
And they always have elite rosters, even if they don't live up to it.
And he's responsible.
Right. And last year, yes, it didn't end well. You lose in the Big Ten championship game. You lose to Miami in the first round of the playoff. But, you were undefeated heading into that.
Yep.
And
you were the team to beat.
You were the team to beat. The year before that, you struggled a little bit in the regular season.
And then
you lose to Oregon, you lose to Michigan, and then you roll everybody in the playoffs. So I agree with you. I think Ryan Day.
And who's number one this year?
Ohio State. They are the number one. Yeah.
I mean, so who's elite?
I agree.
They were number one to finish last year, and they're number one to start this year.
I would put Day as number 3 on this list. Like, I don't think you can argue Cignetti and Smart, but I think Day deserves to be 3.
Yes.
And then I think you look at that next tier of Freeman, Kiffin, Lanning, Sarkisian.
Yeah, those 4 I would separate from
think
the other ones.
Cristobal is probably close, but
Maybe.
you might want to see another year of it.
Yeah.
The James Franklin being in here, I think, is interesting.
He's in tier 2?
He's in tier 2. The Hokies with a massive upgrade last year.
Look, he's won a lot of games.
Brett Pry was tier 7 last year.
He is Dabo minus the national championships.
Yeah, that is true. I think Franklin is going to be good at Virginia Tech, but
he's going to recruit the heck out of that.
Right. I think it's going to be – they're going to become one of those second-tier teams in the ACC. Like, I don't know if they're going to win the ACC every year, but I think they'll be in the conversation.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be set. I think they'll be upper-tier ACC.
I don't think they're going to ever win a national championship with James Franklin, but I think they will be in the playoffs with James Franklin.
I think you'll be talking Miami.
Then I think like Virginia Tech,
Clemson, Georgia Tech, North Carolina,
maybe State, Florida State if they get
Florida
back
State,
to
and then Clemson.
With Dabo, I didn't realize how splintered we were in our takes. You say he's getting fired, 5-7.
Yeah.
Parker says he thinks Dabo's going to go 6-6,
which I would say still out. He'll still get fired.
I think they're going to go 8-4, and he'll be fine.
If he goes 13-12 in 2 years, I mean, he's gone.
Yeah,
they are spending so much money there in a very poor state. I mean, come on.
I think if he goes 6-6 again, there's a chance that he is out. I mean, back-to-back 6-6 years, for sure. I think he could get fired. I don't think he's going 6-6. I think he's going 8-4. I think they lose to LSU. I think they lose to Miami.
Yep.
And then I think they lose 2 other games, maybe South Carolina,
Georgia Tech,
Cal, Georgia Tech's at home.
Who cares?
Death Valley's still a tough place to go in and play.
Was it last year?
Let's see what they did last year at home.
They were 7-6. Couldn't have been that tough. They probably played 10 home games.
They did lose.
They shouldn't have lost to Duke.
They lost 4 times at home, actually.
They lost 4 times at home. Apparently, they tripped running down the hill.
Which I will argue, most overrated entrance in all of college football. That might might be a.
They will come for you.
Yeah, I know.
They
Clemson
will
fans
come for you.
But I always hated it. Clemson fans love to say like, Enter Sandman's great, but nothing like running down the hill.
I'm touching the rock.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's not even close. Clemson, I think, is going to be an 8-4 team this year, and I think Dabo's going to be fine. But
okay, 8-4, he will survive. They will not be happy.
I don't think they'll be. I think next year he enters the year on the hot seat.
If they're 8-4, he is definitely on the hot seat.
But I don't think he's going to get fired this year.
See, but I think he is a James Franklin type person, where he will cause a confrontation with the athletic director because he has been obstinate about the way he does things.
Yeah.
Right? And he's been very upset about players making money. How dare they? How dare they take away from the $10 million that I make? How dare they? Okay? And he's been upset about the portal. You know, those just aren't the right things to do. You know, having players have rights is not the right thing to do. And so he's refusing to do it. And so, I mean, and he, like I said, he's obstinate about it. And I can see him being 1-3 or 1-2 even, and meeting with the AD and saying, I need you to guarantee me I'm going to have a job next year. And the AD being like, I can't do that, Dabo. I quit then. I can totally see that.
Well, I do. I see the breaking point on here where if it was going to happen in season, I think it would be the week after Miami.
What are their first 4 games?
So they're at LSU. I think
0-1.
0-1. Georgia Southern at home.
Okay, 1-1.
North Carolina at home. 2-1.
Maybe.
You're picking
they are
Bill
not
Belichick.
losing. They are not losing to North Carolina. North Carolina just named Billy Edwards their starting quarterback yesterday. Clemson's not losing.
I'm sorry. North Carolina is a win at home. At Cal is definitely. I mean,
that's a
late
loss.
game on the West Coast on a short week.
So if they lose to Cal and then they lose to Miami, they're 2-3.
You're 2-3 with the bye week.
Yeah,
that's
So 2 and 3 with the bye week, he could be gone.
We'll have to mark October. What Wednesday?
Because look, if you're 2 and 3, you know what that says? We're not contenders.
Yeah,
we're not contenders. And you know what they think they are at Clemson every year? They think they're contenders.
We need to mark Wednesday, October 7th on our calendars because
that's when I get my first free
that
coffee.
could be the day that Cory comes in guns a-blazing.
Well, that's what I expect.
Wait.
I expect my Grande Mocha to be at my seat when I get there.
Cory,
no whip, by
his
the way.
buyout this year is $57 million.
How much was Goober McGee's down at Texas A&M's?
70
Jimbo
plus.
Fisher. Yeah, okay.
What was Brian Kelly's last year?
It was a little less than I think it was the second highest ever.
These schools don't care. Okay, all these schools who said there's no money to pay players. Okay, they don't care. If we haven't learned that by now, they don't care. All right. So if they're pissed, all right, they'll write that check. They don't care. They'll find the booster and just say, all right, I'm going to sell some of my Apple stock. I'll call Elon and we'll get it done. I mean, look. They can all do it.
Well, that's why Kalen DeBoer's job never feels safe because you know that Alabama fans, if they want him out, they will. Yeah. They'll be raising the buyout money in the suites at halftime of the game.
The $57 million is a legitimate amount. It's a good argument.
Yeah,
but I still think ultimately, if they're angry enough, they will write that check. They just will.
We will see.
Also, going back to your thing, Jake, about the Alabama fans, not all of their fans are boosters. It doesn't matter what the fans think. It matters what the boosters think.
No,
100%.
Who was it that actually was it LSU last year where they were raising money for the buyout in the suites at halftime?
Didn't they start a GoFundMe?
Somebody actually said that was going on. Raising buyout money in suites at halftime. Maybe it was a joke and I just took it too seriously, but
also too with Alabama, if you fire Kalen DeBoer, who are you going to go get to replace him? You got to have a backup plan.
Well, they probably think they'll go get Marcus Freeman.
They think that they can get anybody they want.
See, yes. I just don't view it that way. I don't think Marcus Freeman would leave to go to Alabama.
No, I don't think he will either. I think Marcus Freeman's Notre Dame or the NFL.
Yeah, he turned down the NFL, had multiple opportunities the last 2 years.
I thought he should have been the head coach here.
You know, we can get to that coming up next of who are some guys like, let's say the Alabama job opens. Who are some guys that they would go after
Brett Bielema
to try and fill that job? 615-737-1025. We'll also talk some Vandy and some Vols this hour as well. We are live at Titans training camp, practice getting underway down below us here at Vanderbilt Health Football Center. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley. Next man up, 1025 The Game. Today, the Nashville Sounds take on the Norfolk Tides. First pitch is at 5:35, and you can catch all of the action on 94.9 The Fan, presented by Twin Peaks Family Leisure and Social Cantina. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley with you. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. We're looking through the athletics coaching tiers, and we were talking about Kalen DeBoer, how he's always going to be on the hot seat, really purely because he's not Nick Saban.
Yeah.
And the question becomes, can you get somebody who you would view as an upgrade over Kalen DeBoer? And
it's difficult.
We're racking our brain for guys who make sense. And you look at the tier 2 guys. So other guys in that tier, Cristobal, I think, is a Miami guy. I don't think
he went to Miami.
Right. Like he's not leaving. You're not getting Ryan Day. James Franklin, I think that's
a tough sell.
That would be a tough sell. And I just don't think he would.
Look, you're not getting Marcus Freeman. You're not getting Lane Kiffin. You're not getting Steve Sarkisian.
Dan Lanning would be a guy you could go after, but I bet you're not getting him. You
they
don't
already
want
tried
Dabo.
that.
Yeah, right. They tried to get Lanning.
Maybe they go get Dabo.
Yeah, they could get Dabo.
They could get Dabo.
But
he did play there.
Yeah.
We list all the tier 2 guys. None of them make a whole lot of sense. From the tier 3 guys, I mentioned Dan Mullen coming back to the SEC. I think that could make some sense, but
that's a big sell.
There's a reason he got pushed out of Florida.
Right. Are you viewing that as an upgrade over Kalen DeBoer? I would say no.
Absolutely not. Unless you're Nick Frazier.
Some young up-and-coming guys, I want to get your guys' thoughts on a few names. Just took the UCLA job, Bob Chesney. Like, is that a guy who could be on the fast track to possibly be one of those big names if he's able to get UCLA going in the right direction over the next year or two?
Anybody who turns UCLA around is going to.
Right.
It's a high-profile job at just a dumpster fire of a program.
And he's recruiting well right now.
Yeah, so if you go there and you win, you're going to get someone's attention. And the only question is UCLA going to pay to keep you?
Right.
Because, I mean, it's UCLA. But they have shown that football has not been a priority for a while, all right? And so I would be willing to bet that whoever is there would be willing to leave if they got an opportunity like Alabama, but I think he's got to win for more than 1 year.
Yeah, I think so too. And if DeBoer is gone after this year, you're going to have to look at more established names.
Yeah.
How about, if we're looking established names, how about Mike Elko? Do you think you could pull him away from A&M?
No, but he's a great coach. And
he's a great recruiter.
Yeah, I think he would be a good choice. I think he could do well in that job. But Texas A&M has a lot of money.
Yeah,
they will pay you $70 million to go away there,
and they will pay you probably just as much to keep you if they want you there.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe he would consider it, but I think he's tied in there. I think he's like a tick right now.
2 other names in Texas: Rhett Lashley at SMU.
I mean, he would certainly leave SMU.
I think he'd leave SMU.
Is that an upgrade from DeBoer, though?
Right. I agree.
Yeah,
that's the big question. And Joey McGuire at Texas Tech. They've got all the money in the world, too. But if you want a guy who's proven he can at least get you to the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean,
Joey McGuire's a West Texas guy, though.
Right.
But you could sell him as an Alabama person, saying, hey, he's gone to the college football playoff. He's taken Texas Tech to an elite level. He knows how to get players. We just need to follow his formula, and we can do it. I think you could sell him. And look, bring in and yes, he is bringing great rosters to Texas Tech because they are spending the money. It's easier to do it to Tuscaloosa.
Right.
All right. And so, you
not only have the money, but you got the brand backing you up too.
There's a reason Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss for LSU.
Yes.
It's just easier.
Right.
It's easier. And, they're both good jobs, but one is just a little bit easier than the other. And so Alabama should be a little bit easier than Texas Tech.
Right.
And so that would be one I think you could sell and you could get him to leave.
Our engineer Chad brought up a really intriguing point during the break.
Yeah, I think this is Coach 1A. I do.
If the Titans have a good year on offense, Alabama misses the playoffs, they fire DeBoer. Is Brian Dable considered as the head coach at Alabama?
I think he's very high on the list. I think he's very, very, very high on the list.
I would agree. I think that would be a great hire for them. Somebody who obviously coached under Saban, looks the part, sounds like the part. Again, we always talk about he sounds like a head coach. I think that would be a great fit.
Yep.
At Alabama. It's just a question of, does Dable want to re-enter the world of college athletics, which now you're seeing more people departing that ship than getting back on it.
Look, you're not entering at the bottom. You're entering at the top.
You're entering at Alabama.
You're going to make $10 million a year, all right? And you're going to have a sweet buyout if you stink. So, You're going to a place that's competing for national championships. I mean, it's just that simple. You're going there to compete for national championships. You're not going there to try to build something and hope we can get up. The expectation the moment you walk in the door is to be in that college football playoff,
right?
And that's where you want to be. I mean, he like Dan Mullen going back to UNLV. I want to coach again,
right?
This isn't
Alabama.
This isn't Brian Dable taking over at Wake Forest. This would be Brian Dable taking over to Alabama. Yeah, you take that job. And I mean, but if he has a good year here, he might have his choice of an NFL job. But the question is, would you rather be the head coach of the New York Jets
or Alabama? I
think
the question would become, like, I agree. If you're given the choice between Alabama and the Jets, you'd probably take Alabama.
Yeah.
But let's say the Packers opens up.
Well, then you probably want to go to Green Bay.
What's another, like, higher profile job that could open up? Like, would you take the Bengals job to work with Joe Burrow?
If Cowboys.
That's true. The Cowboys could have an opening. So I think there are jobs at the NFL level that might intrigue him more.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
They're always ready to fire everybody.
Yeah, the Eagles kind of feel like the Alabama of the NFL in terms of just, you won us a Super Bowl 2 years ago. Who cares? We're ready to fire you. 680 Mitch in Bellevue says, did you see the interview last year with the lady from Alabama when she was asked what she would do if she hit the $1 billion Powerball? She said the first thing she would do is buy out DeBoer.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, I understand if you're an Alabama fan and you are horribly disappointed in Kalen DeBoer. I get it, because you're used to being 12-0.
Right.
And he hasn't done that. And you're also used to unquestionably being the best team on the field all the time. And there's a lot of games where you're like, this doesn't look like Alabama.
Florida State last year. I mean, they ended up making the playoffs, but I was thinking, right, Indiana.
Oh, God, they got massacred.
I thought Florida State, they might run him out of the building after week 1 and just say, we're cutting our losses. Because, I mean, it looked horrible.
Yeah.
And after missing the playoffs the year before. So, Kalen DeBoer, barring winning a national championship, I feel like he's always going to be on the hot seat until the day he's fired.
Having said that, I'm with Parker. I think Kalen DeBoer is an excellent coach.
He's a good coach.
Who's won everywhere he's been. And I wish I could tell you what the problem is at Alabama. You know, as big of a problem as you can have being 10-2, 9-3.
Right.
But, you know, for me, when I watch them, I just see mistakes that I don't typically see from Alabama teams.
Yeah.
Fumbling the football, penalties. And I don't know if that's because, like I said, is there a tune-out factor because he's not Saban?
Yeah.
Is it because he's not as strict as Saban was?
Right.
Because they're pretty strict now. And so, are there things with his coaching that have to change to win in that environment?
Yeah.
Because at Washington is really good. At Fresno, really good. Southern Illinois offensive coordinator, really good.
I think if he gets fired, he will be a highly sought-after name for a lot of Power 4 jobs because I think he's going to be very good somewhere else. But Alabama's just, I mean, it's impossible to take that job and live up to expectations because you're following the greatest of all time.
Could you imagine how intolerable Bielema would be on that Alabama sideline?
I mean, yeah.
He would. So sensational. You know what? I'm going to start a campaign.
Bielema to Bama.
Bielema to Bama. Oh, man. It'd be beautiful. They would run the ball 60 times a game. 60 runs for 480 yards. 2 for 3 passing.
Yeah. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Titans stretches just wrapped up. Paul Kuharski did report this earlier, but we can now see it with our own eyes. Mitch Trubisky is on the practice field this morning.
So is that Tony Pollard I see there behind Tajay?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I see Tony Pollard wearing the 20 this morning.
Now, they cut the running back they signed yesterday and signed another one today.
Yes, Dearness Johnson is in.
Dearness.
So, yes, they've made one move there. Yes, Dominic.
Peterson, Johnson.
We'll figure it out.
Slappy.
He's not here anymore. We don't have to figure it out, actually. 615-737-1025. We'll give you Titans practice updates throughout the show. But sticking with college football here, let's talk the local teams coming up next in the final half hour here in hour number 2.
Austin Peay and Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, there you go. Austin Peay.
No, we're talking about the SEC. Okay.
Yes, we're going to talk Vandy. We're going to talk Tennessee coming up next.
Right.
Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley, next man up, 102.5 The Game. Hang out with us on Friday, August 28th at T-Line in West Nashville as we celebrate 102.5 The Game's 15th year of being on the air. Celebration for the Game birthday party as we celebrate 102.5 The Game's 15th anniversary. Also, we have gifts for you, the listeners, every hour starting at 6 a.m. There will be prizes given away, including Preds tickets, Vandy tickets, concert tickets, and even more giveaways at T-Line Nashville, too. For more information, visit thegamenashville.com/birthday. Some of the sponsors for the Game birthday celebration: Pickers Vodka, made for the memories, Tennessee Men's Clinic, Parman Tractor and Equipment, your proud Takeuchi dealer. Visit parmantractor.com. The Wine Cellar in Hendersonville, Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, TJ Anderson Homes, Family Leisure, Houston Clinic Orthopedics, Bob's Steak and Chop House, Franklin Motors, your ride is here. Visit franklinmotors.com. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 429, and Reds Wine and Spirits in Bellevue. Appreciate all of the sponsors for the Game's birthday celebration. It'll be fun next Friday, celebrating 15 years out there at T-Line in West Nashville. We are live at Titans training camp today. Practice is underway. Individual work going on right now. Again, we'll give you updates as we have them throughout the rest of the show. But talking some college football here, we went through the coaches and the coaching tiers from The Athletic that came out yesterday. Both Vanderbilt and Tennessee have their coaches in the same tier. Tier three. Clark Lee, the biggest riser across all of the college football in this exercise, moves up from tier 7 to tier 3.
Wow.
And Josh Heupel was tier 3 last year. He stays tier 3 here. Let's start with
what do they call tier 3?
Tier 3, consistency with upside.
Okay. Well, I mean, Clark's got upside. You can't say it's consistent.
You're hoping that this year shows the consistency.
Yeah.
But right now, there are a lot of unknowns with Vanderbilt. We played a clip from The Athletic, their podcast on Monday, from Bruce Feldman, saying that he thinks Vandy's going to go 3-9 and might be in a dogfight with Austin Peay. And
wow,
the explanation was just they lost Pavia and they lost Stowers. And I was like, well, do you know who's still there? Could you name more than 2 players on the team?
You know how much they spent on their roster?
A lot.
$25 million.
It's a good team. Like
I have them going 9-3.
I would say a little bit
Who?
lower than that. Vanderbilt.
You have Vanderbilt going 9-3 this year.
I do.
Let's look at the schedule here.
Hot take.
I know you can't necessarily go game by game in the SEC and but I would probably say 7-5, 8-4 would be where I'd have them. Let's see.
I have them going 7-5.
Yeah. I can see 7-5. I'm going wild.
They're going to beat Austin Peay, no matter what Bruce Feldman says.
Yep.
They're going to beat Delaware.
Yeah, that's 2-0.
NC State at home. That's going to be a turning point game, a game where you find out what this team is.
Yep.
Whoever the quarterback
is.
For
both of those teams, that's an enormous football game.
Right. And I think if Vandy heads into Auburn 3-0,
4-0,
that's a game they can win. You're probably going to lose at Georgia.
4-1.
Ole Miss at home.
I think I have them losing that one. 4-2.
So 4-2. Arkansas at home.
Wait. Did y'all have them beating Auburn at Auburn?
Yes.
Okay.
First SEC game for Alex Golich. I could see it.
Can I ask a question? When was the last time Auburn was any good? Okay, that answers your question.
Gus Malzahn?
Okay.
Did you see Parker?
Let's not talk about Auburn like they're Auburn.
I'm sure you saw this, Parker. On 3, Brett McMurphy put out the most overrated and underrated teams by the AP poll over the last 15 years. You know who number 1 was?
Auburn.
Yeah. Auburn, the most overrated team over the last 12 seasons.
I can't tell you the last big game Auburn won.
Okay, the last thing I remember. It's a new regime, too.
Well, okay.
Do you doubt Alex Golich?
Dude,
I haven't seen Alex Golich coach in the SEC.
I haven't either. So, it's Alex Golich. They're going to go 10-2.
If Jared Curtis is starting at quarterback for Vanderbilt and his first SEC game is on the road at Auburn,
yeah. What's your point?
You know who else's first SEC game that is?
I have a ton of confidence. Vandy may win that game, but it's not Vanderbilt's going to win that game, no problem.
I didn't say it'd be no problem, but you're asking me to pick a winner, and I'm picking Vanderbilt. I got to pick one or the other. I don't get to say, well, I think it'll kind of be Vanderbilt, but maybe ittle be Auburn.
I would pick Vanderbilt in that game, too.
Okay.
Just knowing what we know right now about the team.
So 4-0, and then you have them losing to Georgia.
We have them losing 2 in a row.
Losing to Ole Miss. Then Arkansas win.
5-2, 6-2,
Kentucky,
7-2,
Mississippi State, Alabama at home.
8-2.
Oh, you got them beating Alabama at home again?
No.
See, Parker, though, my bold prediction was that that DeBoer doesn't even make it to that game, and they're on a 4-game losing streak heading into that one.
8-2.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember you saying that.
I would flip a couple of those games. I would say they.
Well, yeah, you said 7-5.
I would say they lose to Alabama.
Sure.
And they could lose another one of those, whether it's Tennessee, whether it's Auburn, maybe
State.
Kentucky on the road.
I
don't
think
know.
they lose their final 3 games.
I think they could win their final 3 games.
I'm interested to see what the quarterback position looks like, because that's
just it's the same with Tennessee.
That's the big thing. But you look at this;
they're all 5 stars. I know that.
You look at this Vandy roster, and you say the defense has players at all 3 levels. We went through it with Andrew Allegretti. Like, there's a lot of hope for that defense. Running backs are good. Receivers are good. The offensive line, they've proven to be able to replace those guys.
Look, they brought in a proven guy at center in Lyndon Cooper from Pitt.
Yep. They brought in a tackle, too, who's done it.
They've got what's his name, Orion Thomas back.
Yeah.
But he played like 60 plays last year. So they've got some prove it to do up front for sure. For sure. But again, look, we can't talk about this like this is the same old Vanderbilt, just like we can't talk about it like it's the same old Auburn.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not.
Well, we got Ricky, who is the resident Vandy hater on the text line, saying, not a chance in hell they beat Tennessee again this year. Auburn by 2 scores. I'm like, Ricky, did you not just watch Vandy walk into Neyland Stadium and wipe the floor with Tennessee last year? Like, do you not remember that? And you can say, what about the quarterback? What about your quarterback? You're in the same position.
They can't beat each other out.
Right.
They can't beat each other.
I think it'll be a very competitive game, but I have Tennessee winning.
Okay, but Tennessee's already lost, 2 defensive starters?
Yeah, and
they've lost their best defensive back.
Right. 9144 says they're losing to Austin Peay week 1 if Curtis plays. Guys, we need to stay in the realm of reality here.
It's Bruce Feldman's burner.
Like, do people not know anything about Vanderbilt football and actually look at the team?
If he wants to make the Starbucks Waffle House bet on that one, I'll take it.
I don't understand, because we get this from a lot of Tennessee fans on the text line, and then you got Bruce Feldman saying it too. Do you not look at the team? They brought back a ton of talent. They're losing Pavia, yes.
Well, for Tennessee fans, it's denial.
Right.
They don't want they can't accept that Vanderbilt's good, and I get it. They just they can't accept it. But what's the record between Tennessee and Vanderbilt in the last 10 years?
It's pretty close. There was Derek Mason got him 3 times?
They're close,
and they're going to bring up the all-time series history of Vanderbilt would have to win 80 times in a row or whatever. I don't know, but
I'm not living then. I'm living now.
Right.
That's my point.
Like
Dabo. I'm living now.
I would say Tennessee's roster is better than Vanderbilt's this year.
Look, year in year out, recruiting Tennessee is better, without a doubt.
But I do think that it's a lot closer than it has been in the past. And if you're going to question Vanderbilt because of the quarterback situation, you got to question Tennessee because of the quarterback situation.
Look, they both lost good quarterbacks. You look at Vanderbilt coming off a 10-win season. They return their head coach, their offensive coordinator, their defensive coordinator, Jerry Kill, which is very, very important, is back for another year. They have their stadium in place. They're building all over the place down there. They have facilities that can now compete. They have an infrastructure with NIL and the portal to bring in players. They know the kind of players they want to bring in. And do they have to prove they can do it with Pavia? 100%.
Yep.
But when you bring in the most coveted quarterback in the country to do it, that's not a bad place to start.
Right. I love if Curtis starts week 1, Tennessee fans wouldn't have been thrilled for Jared Curtis to come there.
It's like I always said, like Tennessee fans wouldn't have taken Pavia in a heartbeat last year. Give me a break.
Right. It is over the last 10 years, it is 6-4 Tennessee.
Okay. Well, that's really domination right there.
And 2 of those wins vacated by Tennessee, by the way. Just putting that out there.
So 4-4.
615-737.
Dumbest thing ever. Nobody forgets that it happened.
Has anybody ever counted vacated wins?
They need vacated wins. They need the Men in Black neuralizer of all right, whole fan base, look here. Yeah. Louisville did not win that national championship.
It's like when Reggie Bush lost his Heisman.
Right.
You weren't awesome in college.
615-737-1025 is our phone number. the Vols are a talented team too. We will talk about Tennessee coming up next.
I didn't say that
because we're not trying to make this a bash Tennessee fest.
No,
but like
I believe in Vanderbilt. That's all I'm saying.
When we get texters saying that Vandy has no chance to beat Tennessee this year, when they beat them by 3 touchdowns in Neyland last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's ridiculous. 615-737-1025. We'll wrap up hour number 2 after this, then get back into the Titans as they get ready to practice. Individual portion going on right now. We'll give you updates as they come in throughout the day. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley, next man up, 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley with you. Getting ready for Titans practice. Again, they're doing individual work right now. I do want to give you an update. Carnell Tate not practicing today, although Paul Kuharski did put out there earlier that they think he's going to be okay. The exact wording of the tweet here, both Mitch Trubisky and Carnell Tate will be fine. Trubisky is out at practice. Tate is not. You hope it's more of a precaution than anything after he got hit at the end of practice on Monday.
On a spectacular play.
Yes.
Great throw and catch.
On 4th down.
And Kevin Winston coming over and just smoking him.
Right. That's the second time Kevin Winston has injured one of the Titans wide receivers. Luckily, Alec Iamander was okay. It seems like Carnell Tate's going to be okay.
He's the Shea Weber of the Tennessee Titans.
Let's go to our phone lines driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Dustin in Hopkinsville is called in. Dustin, thanks for calling. Good morning.
Good morning. I always love it when UT fans put their foot to mouth because they played twice, Austin Peay. And, buddy, they let them score a field goal. Let me read the numbers from ChatGPT here.
By the way, Joe Milton did not throw for 100 yards in that game.
Yeah.
But he probably could have, right?
No, he couldn't. That's what the problem was. Go ahead.
So 2013, Vanderbilt, 38-3. 2015, Vanderbilt, 47-7. That is what we call belt to bottom, boys.
Well,
it is not happening. They did not have Diego Pavia. They did not have Stowers. They did not have Clark Lee. They were the laughing stock of the SEC, and they beat the far out of Austin Peay. What are we talking about, Vols fans? Here, I'm going to have to say something else. I always have to add just to the fuel of the fire. Don't be mad at us because our sisters and your sisters like us more than you.
Wow.
Y'all have a good one.
Thank you for the call, Dustin. And I guess 9144, the guy who said they're losing to Austin Peay week 1 of Curtis Play, says he's not a Tennessee fan. Austin Peay is a good FCS team. That is 2 levels below at least 2 levels below what Vanderbilt is. Vandy is a much improved roster overall from what they were even 2 years ago. I'm sorry, this team is not losing to Austin Peay. I would take Vandy by 3 touchdowns in that game minimum.
Look, Vanderbilt could win that game by 3 touchdowns and not throw a single pass. And I'm not saying to put Austin Peay down. That's just
Austin Peay is going to be a good FCS team this year.
Those are facts.
Yep.
Those are facts. So speaking of this reminds me of when I was a little baby sportscaster at Southern Illinois, and we were a 1AA team.
Yeah.
And we went to Illinois to play Illinois, which is what you would do at Illinois. And we went up 21-7 in the first quarter. We had 2 touchdowns, and Kevin Kilgallen, our middle linebacker, strip sacks the quarterback and races in for a touchdown. We're up 21-7. We're all in our apartment, jumping up and down, screaming, going crazy. We lost the game 63-21, and Howard Griffith set the NCAA record rushing for 7 touchdowns in one game.
It's just different levels to this.
Yes, it is. That's the point.
Right. Austin Peay, very good FCS team who could compete for maybe a championship at the FCS level.
By the way, that wasn't a good Illinois team either.
Right. But Vanderbilt is going to win that game by a lot. I don't understand where this is coming from. I guess
it's coming from spite and hate.
I guess 9144 says that On3 put out an article listing it as an upset. Again, like you said, they don't have to throw a pass. They're going to win that game in the trenches, and it's going to be very lopsided.
MK Young averaged 8 or 9 yards a carry last year.
Yeah, he was. I mean,
and he averaged a touchdown once every 4 times he touched the ball.
Let's see.
And he's the backup running back,
right?
Cedric Alexander is averaged, I think, 5.5 yards a carry last year.
Ricky was laughing yesterday because we were talking about how good the returning running backs are, and it's like I just don't think the people who think Vandy's just going to go back to being the same old Vandy. Watch them play.
I mean, and the thing is they all want to criticize Pavia and say Pavia wasn't that good, but now Vanderbilt can't win without him.
Right, exactly.
So you're just arguing to argue.
Right.
Okay. So if you think Pavia wasn't all that, then he's not your excuse as to why Vanderbilt. My whole thing is this, and I think I've articulated this. It is not business as usual.
Right.
Teams don't win by accident. They win when they decide to win. And Vanderbilt finally decided to put its money where its fans' mouth was.
Yeah.
It wanted, the administration finally said, okay, we're going to compete. We're going to go win. They raised money. They improved facilities. They have money for the roster now. They have money for coaches now. And they're winning.
Yep.
Does that mean they're going to go 10-2 every year? No. 9-3. Is that pie in the sky? Maybe.
Right.
But a lot of that for me also has to do with the fact that I think the SEC has pulled back because with the portal, they can't stack 5 stars and 4 stars 3 and 4 deep anymore.
Yeah.
They lose a lot of these guys. And it's why a lot more teams are better now. It's why Lyndon Cooper goes from Pitt to Vanderbilt,
right?
Because they can afford to bring him in. He's a good football player. He's going to be the Commodore center now.
Yep. And they've proven that they can reload that offensive line. Like, that was a question last year. They had a whole new offensive line coming in the transfer portal. They look pretty good.
And really, that's almost as big of a question to me as Jared Curtis is.
Yeah.
Because if the offensive line is really good again, then they're going to be in business.
Before we move on back to the Titans, we do have to talk Tennessee. I want to go through Tennessee's schedule and see where they end up this year.
All right. I haven't done this, so this will be first.
So, Furman, that's a win.
Yep.
At Georgia Tech, I still think that's a win.
It's a tough one. It's like Vandy, NC State. It's a tough one.
I would take Tennessee in that game. Kennesaw State, it's a win.
Carter's not playing.
He is not.
And
they're missing.
Georgia Tech can run the heck out of the football, guys.
I think it's going to be close, but I'm going to take Tennessee in that game. I think the roster strength is better. And Georgia Tech, they're running out Alberto.
Well, they also lost a first-round offensive lineman.
Yes. Keelan Rutledge.
Yeah.
Jalen Haynes is back, I want to say. But,
so, all right, I'll go with you. I'll say Tennessee.
Or Justice Haynes.
I got to pick one.
So, they're 3-0. Texas at home, that's a loss. Yeah, you're not that Texas team is about as loaded as any across the league.
Arch Manning and Cam Coleman, you're going to see them on SportsCenter a few times.
I think so. We've already seen it just from their practice videos.
Yes.
They're going to beat Auburn at home.
Yeah.
Fayetteville's a tough place for them to go play, but I'm going to say they get it done this year.
So that's 5-1, right?
5-1.
Okay, they're in good shape.
This one's tough. Alabama at home, third Saturday in October. I think I already projected Tennessee to win this game when I was making my DeBoer bold prediction, so I'm going to stick with that. I'll say 6-1.
If I have DeBoer losing to both Tennessee and Vanderbilt, can I do that?
Yeah, you can.
You know,
he might get fired. But
I call me crazy. Don't call me totally bonkers. I'll take Alabama.
Okay, so you got them 5-2. I got them 6-1.
Yeah.
South Carolina on the road. I like South Carolina this year. That's a tough place to go win. I'm still going to go Tennessee.
I'm doing the whole 6-7 thing.
Yeah, it's that one is as we've seen in the past. That's trap game going to Columbia.
I mean, look, you got a really good quarterback down there, having a bounce back year.
They got Dylan Stewart.
Then you got maybe the best edge rusher in the league down there. I'll go Tennessee on overall strength, but that I'm putting them on upset alert.
So I've got them 7-1. You've got them 6-2. Kentucky at home,
7-2.
That's a win. At A&M, I'm going to say loss.
7-3.
I've got them 8-2. LSU at home, I'm going to say that's a loss.
7-4.
So I got them 8-3, and then at Vanderbilt,
I have them losing 7-5. That's a bad finish.
That was a toss up for me. So I'll say,
is that a coach for your job game?
Possibly.
If they're 7-4.
I'll say 8-4, 9-3 for Tennessee this year. So I'll say I think they're like a half game better than Vanderbilt.
So I said 7. I'll say 7-5, 8-4, and like if they can knock off Vandy or Alabama,
maybe.
Which I'm putting on the same level now.
Vandy, Alabama, same thing.
I got them on the same level now, guys. Sorry. They beat one of them. They can be 8-4. That's what I'm saying.
All right, I like it. That's our way too early before we even know who the starting quarterback is for both teams' predictions for Tennessee and Vanderbilt.
So maybe the safest thing to do is just have Vandy, Tennessee both at 8-4.
Yeah, or have them both 7-4 heading into that game.
Yeah, that could be.
And winner.
It's the Liberty Bowl battle.
There you go.
Playing in Fayetteville and playing in Columbia are two spots that Tennessee fans do not want to be in.
I agree.
Those are not places that Tennessee has
loser
had
gets the
easy
Liberty
wins
Bowl.
in.
Loser to Memphis.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. Titans have started some of their 1-on-1, 7-on-7 drills on the field. We'll give you some updates in hour number 3. We'll get back to the Titans after this. Let's talk the offensive line. It was a rough day for the O-line back on Monday. Can they bounce back today, gearing up for Seattle coming to town on Friday?
Yeah, they're pretty good up front.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty good everywhere.
Up front,
Super Bowl champs.
Up front, they're pretty darn good.
Yes, they are. 615-737-1025. Third and final hour coming up next. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 102.5, The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley with you on this Wednesday morning. Titans practice going on.
I have made an observation.
Go ahead.
47 is the least desired number in the entire National Football League.
Yeah, we Matt Lauder, who I thought Will Levis was going deep to there for a second. Matt Lauder, the rookie tight end from Boise State, was just signed this week after Jaron Kanek went down. Have you ever heard the story? Will Compton told it on Bussin' with the Boys of his first training camp in Washington.
Probably, but I don't remember.
They gave him 46 when he came in as a linebacker, and 46 already not a very desirable number. No. But at that time, guess who was wearing 46?
I don't know.
Alfred Morris on the other side, who had just, I think, led the league in rushing the year before.
You're not saying.
Not only are you wearing a bad number, you're wearing a number that one of our star players already has.
You will not be here for very long.
Which he ended up, he made it work. He stuck around for a little bit.
Well, Kanek actually wore 47.
Yes, you're right.
And he hated it so much he switched to 81.
Right. Yeah, you're right. During the offseason, he was wearing 47. So.
Nobody, that number is ugly.
Yeah, anything in the 40s.
Now, there are numbers in the 40s that are all right.
Yeah, low 40s, I guess you can kind of get away
45.
with. Like James L. Lassiter for Vanderbilt last year, he wore 41, and he was like the big play threat when he touched the ball. Alvin Kamara wearing 41, who is out for a pretty significant amount of time.
Who's he playing for?
This morning. The Saints still.
Oh, he's okay.
Yeah. He took a pay cut, I think, to stay.
Does anybody ever wear 40? 40?
There was a Titans player who wore 40 within the last cut. I
don't remember.
Like Otis Reese wore 41. Who wore 40? Did Hilliard wear 40 when he was here?
I don't remember.
One of the running backs, I want to say, wore 40.
I don't that. That is a number that has lived in anonymity on most teams.
Somebody might help us out there.
30 is a good number. 20 is good. Or 50 is a great number.
Yeah.
Why is 40 a bad number?
Let's see. Did Dontrell Hilliard wore 40 when he was here? So there you go.
And he suffered a horrific injury.
Yeah. But he was good for as a receiving back during that year where Derrick Henry missed half the season.
I'm talking about stuff that is not important.
It's okay. We're waiting for the Titans full team drills to start. It looks like they're about to get going. We'll give you some updates. With the second team right now. Again, Mitch Trubisky is back out there after leaving early on Monday, so it's good to see. Carnell Tate is not. Although Paul Kuharski reporting that the feeling is he's fine, feels like this is more out of precaution.
I think they'd rather have him on the field for the Seattle practice.
I would agree with that maybe it makes more sense to just give him the day off today and let him get ready to face guys like Devin Witherspoon and that Seahawks secondary. So we will probably see him on Friday. Let's talk offensive line, Cory. Sure. It was a tough go back on Monday for the Titans offensive line. Yeah. Now, Jeffrey Simmons is obviously a very, very good football player, and he's going to make issues for pretty much anyone he lines up against. But it felt like more than typical, you were seeing Cam Ward under instant pressure, and it was blowing up a lot of the plays that they were trying to run. Would love to see a bounce-back day for the offensive line today in these team drills.
Well, look, Jeff's lining up over Carmona most of the time.
Yep.
And he is a rookie, and he has his hands full. And, Carmona has stood up and battled Jeff at times. And then there were some plays where he went through Carmona like he was air.
Yep.
And so, the good thing was after practice, who's Carmona walking off the field with?
Big Jeff.
Yep. Talking about things, talking about what he's working on. And that's what you like from your young guys, and that's what you like from your leaders. How do you make these guys better?
Right.
And so, and he's, he could have just tucked his tail and gone to the locker room, and he didn't.
Yes, and you like to see Fernando Carmona taking charge, taking that job, but you also understand that as a fifth-round rookie, it's not going to be perfect right from the get-go.
Yep.
And playing a guy like Jeffrey Simmons, day in and day out in practice, should only make him better, but it's not going to get easier this weekend going up against Leonard Williams. If you ask the league, those are the two best defensive tackles in the league. So it's going to be another tough test for Carmona coming up this weekend.
Well, going into San Francisco, I thought the offensive line run blocking was way ahead of where the pass blocking is, and that bared itself out in the game, right?
Yep.
I mean, and so I think that's kind of where they're still at. They are a physical unit that likes to move forward.
Yep.
And that's great. To me, that's great. Going forward's easier than going backwards. And so we'll see what they can do here against Seattle, come Friday, because it is going to be a challenge. But the thing is with Carmona up there, what I like about this offensive line is with the 5 guys they've got there. And look, I know Dan Moore is limited. I know Schlotman is a Band-Aid until they can figure out who's the long-term guy there.
Yep.
They do have my favorite 2 words, 5 willing combatants.
I was about to bring that up.
They are 5 willing combatants. Carmona is a combatant, a tough guy. Latham is becoming a combatant. He is playing much more angry, much more violently this year, which is something that at his size, frankly, needed to happen. He needed more David Stewart in him. And so, I think that's a good place to start for this group.
I do think that this offensive line is going to be better in the run game than what we saw a year ago. You said it, willing combatants with J.C. Latham being more physical at the right tackle spot.
That right side can be really physical in a while.
When they pulled him on Thursday night, he was running through guys, and that's what you want to see. So I do think that this group may be better than last year's team as run blockers. Lloyd Cushenberry was not necessarily known as a great run blocker. He was more of a pass protector at center. Kevin Zeitler was not a good run blocker. You looked at the stats, it showed that him and Latham were actually 2 of the worst guard tackle combination to run behind last year. So I think you could see an upgrade there. The big question is, are they going to be able to protect Cam Ward? Sacked 55 times last year. You got to see better pass protection this season.
Again, I'll go back to, I think it was like sacked over 4 times a game under Callahan, sacked like 2 times a game under McCoy. It was 2 different teams, and also they ran the ball much better under Mike McCoy. And I think, with this Brian Daboll offense, they're going to run the football.
Yeah.
And he's going to encourage him to take the layups. And now whether he does it or not, that's something that remains to be seen. And if he'll take the layups, he'll make the offensive line's job easier.
Right. You get the ball out quicker. It makes everybody's job easier. They're starting team drills now. Again, we have a little bit of an obstructed view. You can't quite see the near side of this field, but we'll give you updates as we can on how Cam Ward is looking. Again, final practice with just the Titans before the Seahawks.
Oh, John Franklin Myers is back on the field.
Yes, he is. Yeah, JFM is out there.
That's good to see.
That's good to see. Tony Pollard also has been back out on the practice field today. He's in the backfield right now.
I think it's interesting that we assumed that Franklin Myers would be a defensive tackle, but I think he's going to play more of that big defensive end position.
Yeah, I think he's going to be Danico Autry.
Yeah, Autry was up on 2 feet a lot. I think he'll be in a 3-point stance.
Yeah.
Primarily. I was always surprised with how much they had Autry on 2 feet.
Right. I think when we just saw John Franklin Myers has been playing on 2 feet some, but I think you're going to move him in and out. Cam Ward, a little bit of a miss there. That looked like more one of those option routes where he expected Iamander to sit down and he kept moving.
Yeah. It looked like a miscommunication. And yeah, we're not supposed to do play-by-play of this.
Not doing play-by-play, but first series for Cam Ward, little bit of some inaccuracy there. 6727 on the text line. It does point out Mel Blunt wore 47. So that's
okay. There's one.
Ron says Mike Allstott wore 40.
Okay.
So there you go. A couple in the 40s that were good. Blanking on John Riggins wore 44, right? With the Redskins.
Look,
so
there's been some 44s over the years.
Yeah, that is true. I think 40s are the worst set of numbers.
Yeah.
But I do think there are some. If you play well enough, the number starts to look a whole lot better.
Yeah, I think like 61 is a brutal number.
Who's 61 on this team?
Quentin Spain.
Yeah, Quentin Spain. Andre James is 61. Yeah, that's right.
I like Andre James.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get more run at center. He has not, but
I think he's got a good chance to make the team.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if Volson is less than a lock to make the team, then maybe Andre James has a spot.
That's not even a choice for me.
615-737-1025 is our phone number. Again, we are live at Titans training camp. Team drills are underway. First set for Cam Ward was not great. Couple of inaccurate throws, but did take what was given to him at least. He did not hunt down the field, found a check down. So we'll keep you updated throughout the day. We are broadcasting from Titans camp. Parker is back at our Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. More Titans talk, more coverage here from Titans training camp coming up next. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley with you. Titans practice underway. Doing some full team drills right now. Third team out there with Will Levis at quarterback. We were just talking about guys in the 40s and maybe not looking as good. There you go, number 41, Eric Hallett. Yep. Interception. Makes a play on Mitch Trubisky. Yep. So there you go. Overall, not great from the quarterback so far. The backup running backs have made some nice plays. Just saw Dearness Johnson for the first time out here. Saw Michael Carter with a nice run. Julius Chestnut with a nice run. With Singleton and Mulling still out, some of these guys lower down the depth chart are getting a little bit more run later on in these practices.
Yeah, the defensive line coming up big on that play. We have the third line here. We got Volson at guard and I think James at center. But it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. For Volson to be running with the 13 right now is not good for him.
Yeah.
And I think it goes beyond the, hey, we're rotating guys through.
Well, right. I think it would be one thing if you saw him rotating in, but it feels like they've said, you know what, it's going to be with the young guys, Carmona and Slater.
I'll put it to you this way. I can't remember the last time I saw 73 running with the ones.
Right. And that is a good thing for this Titans
it's a
team,
great
right?
Thing. It's a great thing.
The young guy taking that job not only can fill a hole for this year, but maybe for the future. I said yesterday, and let me know if you agree with this, Corey, that Big Jeff.
He's a problem.
He is a real problem.
He's a problem. He just jacked up Schlotman. And Schlotman's Schlotman's not bad. He doesn't stand a chance.
Right. I mean, I think that you always question, is it the offense or the defense when plays happen? I think when it's Big Jeff, you're pretty confident that he's just really good.
Yeah.
Jacob Martin back out on the field. That's good to see too.
Yeah, he missed the game in San Francisco or in Santa Clara. He had a leg brace on. He got dinged. But yeah.
I don't remember seeing him out there on Monday, so it's good to see he's back out on the field.
He was out for individual. He did not perform in team. So this is his first time back with the team. Jacob Martin, the big question I've got for him is, what's up with the hat?
Yeah.
I mean,
the flat brim.
Wait, it's not. He doesn't pop it up flat. It's curled halfway. He's working that cap overtime to get that thing to curl like that. It's like a duck bill. No, it's like kind of like a Pringle, but more like a duck bill.
Yeah.
He's an interesting cat.
He is. He is.
I like him.
I think he's a good character to have in this room.
I think he's a professional.
I think he's going to be good as a rotational piece, so you don't have to rely solely on the young guys. Right. So. Well, I think he's going to be the starter, but that's going to allow Falk and Femi to kind of find their footing.
Good ball by Cam.
Cam finds Helm for a first down.
Helm was wide open in space, and he just found him with the football and put it right between the 8 and the 4.
Got it out quick.
It was a quick decision, and it was accurate. That's the throw you want to see.
But back to the offensive line with Carmona.
Yep.
I said this the other day, and I think if he can just be a Nate Davis type player, it doesn't have to be somebody that you view as one of the best guards in the league. You've got one of those guys in Skronsky. It would be great to have two. You picked him in the 5th round. If he can be your starting right guard for the next 4 years, like Nate Davis was for 4 years, I think that's a big win.
That'd be a huge win. I mean, number one, because he's on a rookie contract as a 5th rounder, so he's not making that much money. And then, you put him, next to Jeff. And the thing that Saleh has told me repeatedly now is he really likes how good of a communicator Carmona is, and that he communicates really well with Jeff, and that they seem to work together well. And that's really, really important. And, you got Jeff working with 3 different people out here at the start of camp. I think important for him to settle into one and for them to work out all their unspoken language and spoken language and how they're going to adapt to things. And so that's good to hear, on top of him being what we would call a violent player.
The most recent series for the ones ends with a nice play from Keldrick Falk getting in Cam Ward's face. He dirted it right off of Daniel Bellinger's shoulder.
Yeah, well, he had no choice.
Right.
He had a 6'6" defensive end in his face.
Yeah, I mean, you put Daniel Bellinger on Keldrick Falk, sometimes that's going to be the result you're going to get. Yeah. So,
and by the way, I think Falk's coming along.
Yeah, I think he looked pretty good on Thursday night in San Francisco. You mentioned we noticed Femi. I thought we noticed Keldrick Falk a couple of times as well.
I think his compete level is good. He's got elite length. Again, Hill, and Tate, all just 21 years old. And so all of those guys, their ceiling is way up here. And they're not there yet. And so that's one of the things that's exciting. Now, they still got to develop. They still got to develop. But the fact that you've got – these are 3 guys who were 5 stars coming out of high school who went and played major Division I football at Texas and at
Ohio
State, played there for 3 years and then go in the draft.
Right.
All right. So it's a great track for all 3 of them. And now can they all take the next step in the National Football League? And, look, Aaron White-Cotton works those guys hard on the defensive line, and Keldrick looks to be extremely coachable. And I've seen Jacob Martin working with Keldrick on the side. So, he's listening to his coaches. He's listening to the guys who've been in the league. I think, that's good to see.
Yeah, I think Falk right away has the opportunity to be a pretty high-level run defender.
Yes.
I think he's going to be good against the run, especially when he's out on the edge.
And really, that's the first thing they want that position to do.
Right. I think he's going to be good on the edge. He'll set the edge. He's going to play the run well. I think it might take a little while for him to become a higher-level pass rusher. I don't know if he's ever going to be a double-digit sack guy.
No.
That's not really the style of player that he is, but I think it's going to be stop the run first and hope that higher level pass rush abilities come with that.
Well, I think you have the same hope for him that you have for Femi Oladejo right now. They got to start developing more moves.
Yep.
And, as I said, I go over there and watch those offensive and defensive linemen work a lot because I'm a big believer in the game's one of the trenches.
Yeah.
And, the hand placement and foot placement that they go through on the defensive line is meticulous, and I would say it's difficult because when they say take your first step is a jab step with your left foot, say that doesn't mean it's just any jab step. It's like an 18-inch jab step.
Yeah,
it's not more, it's not less. It's like this is your jab step, and your hand strikes here. If it's 6 inches too high, it's too high.
Yeah,
so it's like jab step strike, and if it's just a little bit off, it's not right. And so they work it and they work it and they work it meticulously, and you see him struggle with some of it compared to some of the older players who've been in the league and been through some of these drills more. And that's a good ball and catch. But again, I see the kid working really hard, and that's what's promising.
Yeah, it is funny when you talk about the front four and you're saying they want to play fast and violent.
Yeah.
But part of being fast and violent is the precision that comes with knowing exactly what you're supposed to do.
It's repetitions.
Right.
And it's about taking the practice field to the game field. You rep it so many times that it just happens without you thinking about it.
Right.
That this is your jab step. You don't think about an 18-inch step.
Right.
It's just your jab step.
Titans practice going on right now. The one's back out there. Cam Ward, a little bit of a slower start, but he's picked things up since. A couple of nice throws over the last two series they've been out there.
Well, this is like back-to-back good short throws to Wan'Dale Robinson. Two, again, quick reads and accurate throws. These are the balls that we're looking for.
Right.
And so, and again, he's wearing the red jersey.
Yeah.
And you want to see it when the white jersey is on or the Titans blue jersey.
And it's the conversation that's been going on around the city this week of Cam Ward becoming more of a game manager. That sounds like an insult, but it's doing those things on a more consistent basis where it's top of your drop, make your read, accurate ball.
Yeah. Like first down, second down, just move the ball forward. You don't have to go hunting.
Right.
Yeah, that's another good decision.
Might have been just short of the first down.
Yeah, but it's still a right decision. I mean, he's got Gunnar Helm a yard shy of the sticks.
Right.
A guy who's 6'6" and 250 pounds or whatever. Yeah. He needs to be able to get that last yard.
I want to say Jermaine Johnson might have been offsides on that play too.
Yeah.
So might have gotten a little bit of a break there also.
Not hanging on to the ball here in this drive. He's just dropping back and getting rid of it.
Right. And I wonder if, I assume that this is intentional from Brian Dable of let's not let him just hang out back there and try and make plays.
That's not realistic.
Just get to the top of your drop and make a throw. And when it's not there, dirt it.
Hey, guess who was a problem?
Yeah, we'll give everyone out there one guess of who just blew up another play.
Man.
You see the red arm sleeves, and it's just like,
maybe we can a new nickname for him. He could be the Red Menace.
But it's so funny because that's the type of play. It was a little screen pass, and that's the type of play that you think you might get Big Jeff out of position.
Nope.
You might get him too aggressive getting upfield, and you can dump it over his head.
As soon as he taught Tajay Leak, he was gone.
And he might as well have been playing defensive back there. He has been so good this week in the two practices that we've seen. Again, joint practice coming up on Friday with Seattle. The show will be live out here on Friday from 9 to noon, giving you updates on what's going on there.
That's a good rep for Jackson Slater.
Yeah. Twos are out there now, and Mitch Trubisky back out there. Cam Ward, after a couple of inaccurate balls on the first drive, has looked good. The last two opportunities he's been out there. Again, we'll continue to give you updates. Practice rolling along below us here at Vanderbilt Health Football Center. We'll keep talking Titans when we come back. We'll get into some Will Levis conversation and talk about how crucial this weekend is with Seattle coming to town. A chance to measure yourselves against the defending Super Bowl champions. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. You can text or call. Our phone line's driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at 1025 The Game. for live shows and exclusive content. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley, next man up. 102.5 The Game.
It is Guardians of the Galaxy Day out here.
I feel like Parker loves to get the Marvel music in here for you. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley, next man up.
What a ball by Will.
102.5 The Game. Will Levis with a nice little sequence there.
He's had 3 really nice balls in a row. I thought Will was really good on Monday as well. So this is back-to-back good run for number 8.
Yeah, he didn't look good on Thursday. A lot of that can probably be attributed to the offensive line not giving him much time.
No chance.
But looking solid out there.
He's made 3 really nice throws.
Yeah, hit Restrepo, and then
he had Lance McCutcheon on about a 40-yarder down the left sideline.
Right.
And he threw back shoulder to him where only he could catch it, and it hit McCutcheon right in the hands, but he dropped it.
He was pressured there by Malik Herring, who is becoming one of my training camp darlings here.
Yeah.
He made some plays back on Thursday. He's made some plays this week too. Now with Jalen Harrell out for the season, maybe could make the roster. Cory, your thoughts on the Levis situation as a whole?
Okay, I'm going to be different for most people.
I think right now he probably gets cut. Like maybe there's somebody who would offer you a 7th round pick, like a Malik Willis situation, but he has not done much so far, I mean, again, that was a great 3-play sequence there. But overall, throughout camp, he hasn't done much to say, you've got to keep me or another team has to come get me. We'll see. He's still got time. But as of right now, I think there's a decent chance he gets cut when training camp wraps up.
I've seen enough times where it's a good ball.
That was a great throw.
That was by Cam, by the way.
Cam hit Iamaner on a timing route right in the hands, and he dropped it.
They didn't drop it. It just bounced right off.
Yeah.
But, look, I think Will was good on Monday. I think he's been good today. And I continue to say he's still an asset, and you're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. It's whether the third is on your practice squad or on your roster. I've seen the Titans have to play their third quarterback enough. All right.
I do think if Levis gets cut, he gets claimed by somebody.
Absolutely, he will. Absolutely. I hate to see him give him away like they gave away Malik.
I think there's going to be some I can fix him mentalities out there of
like Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell,
right?
Canales. Any of those guys should pick him up. How about Liam Cohen down in Jacksonville?
I think Cohen in Jacksonville still makes the most sense.
Yeah, it does, because they don't even have a backup, I don't think.
Nick Mullins is their backup.
Yeah, see, they don't have a backup. So one of those guys is going to take him.
I think that he would get claimed. I do not think there's a chance that you can sneak Will Levis back to your practice squad.
No, I agree. And I don't understand. Look, I don't care if he's the 53rd guy on your roster, but who are you keeping to get rid of him? Right.
I mean, I'd have to look through a 53-man roster projection and see who would be the odd man out. Like, would you be losing a 4th tight end or a 5th inside linebacker or fourth running back, whatever it is?
I'm going to tell you, you need corners and safeties.
Yeah.
They don't have enough of them worth keeping.
I know. And that's the issue of, do you want to keep a 6th cornerback because you're so thin there? But you're taking Keydrain Callaghan at that point over keeping Will Levis. Levis is going to be a free agent at the end of the year anyway. So I think if somebody offers you anything of value for him, you take it. But I don't know if there's a team out there that would be willing to offer you a draft pick for him.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Nice play, Kevin Winston.
Yeah, Kevin Winston on a run blitz. Say Pat Coogan. Can you get Pat Coogan through to the practice squad? Probably.
Really?
Yeah.
6th round pick?
7th.
6th round pick.
6th round pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's
the 7th?
Or did they not have I don't know if they had
they traded them, right?
Yeah, they had 2 5ths. That was Carmona and Singleton, and then they had Marshall and Coogan
in the 6th.
Canick was a 7th round pick.
And he's out.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. If the numbers are what they are and you have to cut him, I suppose that's the way it's going to be. But like you said, you're going to lose him.
Yeah.
And he is, I continue to say he's an asset. That's a good ball and catch. Trubisky to KJ Osborne.
Femi was some good pressure there. Got in his face.
But again,
let me look at.
I've just seen too many quarterbacks here get hurt.
Let me look at. So TD at the beginning of camp did a 53-man roster projection, and I want to say he had. Levis on there.
Yeah. Look, people talk about Hendon Hooker. He doesn't even take reps in team period.
Right.
I mean, he is not.
I was surprised he got into the game on Thursday.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think they just put him out there because they were tired of watching Levis get killed.
Okay, so here is TD, and again, this is from a few weeks ago. This is not recent. Here was his 53-man roster projection. He does have Levis on there. He has them keeping 4 running backs, 6 receivers, 4 tight ends. That included Canick.
So now it'd be DMR.
DMR was also on there.
Oh, so who do you have cutting?
Granson.
Okay.
So I guess maybe that opens the door for Granson, or is it Joel Wilson, who's a tight end?
Granson would be the 4th. Yeah.
So Granson might make the team. 10 offensive linemen, which I think is the right number. But
that's
you may mix in, like, he had Volson in there. Obviously, maybe Volson doesn't make.
Yeah,
the
but
team.
I mean, like if Crenshaw Dixon is your swing tackle, you could put him. You could put him on the practice squad. I don't think anybody's running to take him.
Are you only going to carry 2 tackles on your roster heading into the season?
Well, there's only 2 tackles on the roster right now, Jake.
2 tackles that should be on an. Oh wow, Anthony Hill
just rocked.
Yeah, that. You heard that one up here.
Yeah, that was Courtney Jackson.
10 defensive linemen, only 4 linebackers. So, like, I could argue that maybe that's where you'd be taking somebody off. Could you put Dorian Mousey or Diabate in there as a special teamer instead of Will Levis.
I think also you said 10 defensive linemen?
10 defensive linemen.
I could see it being 9. Because,
well, now that Harrell's hurt, yeah.
Well, also because with Franklin Myers playing that end position, you've got more rotational ability with those guys.
Well, with Harrell out, Simmons is making it. Franklin Myers is making it. Jermaine Johnson, Jordan Elliott, Keldrick Falk, Femi, Solomon Thomas, Jackie Marshall, Jacob Martin. That's 9.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be one of those spots where maybe you add another just because of how Saleh likes to use his defensive linemen.
Yeah, but you could also put that guy on the practice squad.
Right, and have him be a game day call-up.
Yes.
Yeah. Has 9 DBs. Hooker, Winston, Flott, Taylor, Harris, Josh Williams, Tony Adams, Michael Robinson, and he had Tony Adams listed twice there. That must be –
That's a problem.
I'm thinking, I'm trying to think of –
twice. Even if you gave him 2 jerseys.
TD told me about this when we talked about it a few weeks ago, and I forget who he said the second Tony Adams was supposed to be. But anyway, so I think
Reed?
It might be Jarek Reed.
Yeah.
So you're going to have – I think there might be a spot for Levis if you want him. Like, it's going to come down to
Kendall Brooks.
Kendall Brooks,
Kendall Brooks,
do you want another body on special teams, or do you want to keep a third quarterback on your roster?
Well, look, I think when you look at guys who are going to play special teams, you've got Bryce Oliver, you've got whether it's Mullings or Chestnut, that guy's going to play special teams. You've got David Martin Robinson is going to play special teams.
Right.
You know, I think this year Alec Iamaner might end up playing special teams. So you've got those guys, and then who are your other core special teamers? I don't know. Who's your second gunner?
Yeah,
that's why I wonder if it's Iamaner.
Right.
Or do you have Kendall Brooks is a special teamer.
Yeah.
And I would guess Micah Robinson probably be a special teamer as well.
It's going to be a lot of your backup wide. Or for the offense, excuse me, but I think he would have been a core special teamer. I think that was a very bones fossil pick for them in the draft.
Okay. But I know DMR has kind of solidified a role there. He's still going to make the team, of course, but I think, he's viewed as a valuable special teams player. Like we talk about Bryce Oliver. But, the running back situation is interesting because, they're going to keep 3 for sure.
Yeah.
And then basically –
it comes down to, for the fourth one, Mullings,
Chestnut,
Michael Carter.
Yeah. But which one do you want to play special teams? And
right.
Didn't they just draft Mullings last year?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's a tough cut to make.
Right.
But
Mullings missing some time here right now. I mean, it obviously doesn't help you to not be out on the field. Singleton being a draft pick this year and a 5th-round draft pick, his roster spot's not up for grabs.
He could be the starter next year.
Right. So he's going to be around. The question just becomes Mullings, Chestnut, Carter.
But do we view Singleton as a special teams player?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe he's back there with Chim to return kickoffs.
Right.
But I don't know that he's like covering kicks or anything.
Yeah. Speaking of Chim Dike, he is going to be our guest when we return on the Chase and Big Joe show later on this afternoon. So excited for that. After practice wraps up, we will get Chim Dike up here to talk. I had a question I was thinking of. He's one of the rare guys who's played in both the Big Ten and the SEC. I kind of want to ask him, all right, settle the debate for us. Which one's the harder conference? I mean, I would think being a more recent Florida Gator, he'd probably go with the SEC.
It's amazing to me that he caught like less than 30 passes in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, how bad was your passing game where you couldn't get him the football?
Well, that last year he was there, the only year he was there was Graham Mertz for most of the year, and then it was DJ Lagway for like the second half.
He did score a touchdown against Tennessee.
He did. So we will talk to Chim Dike coming up in a little bit here after practice wraps up.
His girlfriend's like a big-time hockey player.
She is. She is in the Pro Women's Hockey League. So we'll have to ask him about that as well, the dynamic there. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We'd love to hear from you. Our phone line's driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We got one more segment on this Wednesday, live from Titans training camp. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley. Next man up, 105 the game.
Yeah. I think he's going to leave us alone, largely. That's kind of what it feels
Next man up, 102.5 The Game. Final segment on this Wednesday. Jake Lyman, Cory Curtis, Parker Kelley with you live at Titans training
Kendall
camp.
Lanier stopping by.
Yes, from News 2.
Yeah. By the way, her grandfather, Chiefs Hall of Famer, Willie Lanier.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I did not realize that.
I always feel bad because it's like the thing I tell everybody because I think it's awesome. And you know, she never brings it up.
Right, I'm sure.
She never brings it up because, you know, she doesn't want to, like, be known like, oh, she got this or did this because her grandfather's Willie Lanier.
Right.
And I'm just fanboying it.
Yeah.
I'm like, your grandfather's Willie Lanier. Like, when we went to the Hall of Fame before this year for the draft,
Yeah, you go take a picture of his bust.
So, yeah, I mean, twice because Willie Lanier is in the Hall of Fame and the black or the what do you call it? The HBCU Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Is also at the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Wow.
They have a wing for it, and he's down there too. So
that's awesome.
I sent her 2 pictures of her grandfather.
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, no, Kendall, she's great. She's great. She's a good kid.
Love it. Love it. It was great having her stop by. The News 2 squad all out here.
Yeah,
today.
I heard you have Julian on the show regularly now.
We've had him on twice.
Yeah.
We don't listen to those segments. We spend most of it just bashing you.
That's all right.
It's led by Parker/Connor.
Who? Connor?
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy back at the station.
Yeah.
Some news out of Texans camp.
Okay.
Jaden Higgins has torn his ACL.
Oh, wow. He's one of the 2 Iowa State guys, right?
Yes. Yeah. So a blow to their wide receiver room. Obviously, they're still pretty deep. The other Iowa State, or they have 3 Iowa State guys, not from the same draft.
They have 2 from the same draft.
Jalen Knoll was the other one.
And he's the better one, isn't he?
I believe so.
By the way, did you see CJ Stroud's camp entrance on the first day, the video of that?
No.
It's the worst camp entrance video of all time.
Oh, Xavier Hutchinson, also an Iowa State guy.
Okay.
You know what? I did hear something about it. I don't know if I saw it.
Well, number 1, he cut all his hair off. But number 2, he's wearing like he's wearing like Sambas or something, and he's got like these super baggy shorts on that come down to his knees and this super baggy T-shirt. So he just kind of looks like a ball boy walking up. And you know, he's the starting quarterback for an NFL team, and it's just like there was nothing like commanding about it.
Yeah.
And I don't hate CJ Stroud. I'm just like, my observation, I'm like, that's a bad look.
I did see something, and let me make sure this is correct before I stay, because I don't want to bash CJ Stroud for no reason. They were doing a joint practice with the Raiders yesterday, and I want to say they said his first throw was a pick 6 yesterday.
Oh, so he picked up right where he left off.
I can't find it on Twitter, so don't take my word for that, but I believe I saw that yesterday.
Man,
anyway.
If he regresses again.
Yeah. One of the biggest fall-offs of a quarterback that we've seen in recent memory.
Yeah.
From viewed as one of the next great ones to.
I mean, like, after year 2, Mariota, we thought was really headed for stardom. But injuries took him down.
Right.
I don't know what's taking CJ Stroud down.
I think he just got a little bit scared back there.
Yeah.
Okay? The offensive line's been so bad. He hasn't gotten hurt necessarily, but it's just like I think he's seeing ghosts, so right? Like I think that's kind of like
David Carr 2.0.
Yeah, maybe.
I covered David Carr's rookie year down there. I worked in Houston.
I think that might be.
That's the worst offensive line I've ever seen in my life.
Well, there's a reason that the Texans have basically flipped their offensive line from top to bottom 3 straight years.
Yeah,
it's because they can't find anybody.
Why
who
on
can
earth
block.
they let Laramie Tunsil go is beyond.
Yeah, that trade didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, our offensive line's not very good. Let's trade the best guy we've got on there.
One of the best in the league.
Well, that's when we saw the people who were.
We're going to put that one on Helm.
Yeah, I'm going to Cam is patting his chest saying it's on him.
Okay.
I want to say that there was some miscommunication again there.
He did hit Helm right between the 8 and the 4.
He hit just the wrong 8 and the 4.
Yeah, it was the one on the back.
Hit him on the back. It looked like Gunnar Helm was going to block.
Okay. Maybe it was an RPO.
It might have been an RPO, and he just thought that it wasn't coming to him anyway.
Okay. Whatever. It was between the 8 and 4. It was accurate. It was
accurate and quick, just to the wrong side of the body.
All right, Jeff has flipped sides.
Team drills back underway. Little run there to Tajay Spears.
And a Jeff Skoronski battle there.
Overall, it's been, can I say, kind of a meh day so far. I don't think either side has really won. I would say the defense probably has made more plays. Anthony Hill with the big hit. Simmons has made some plays.
We've seen Simmons tear it up. We have seen Cam make more short throws that are quick decisions and accurate.
Yeah.
We saw Will make 3 really nice throws. Mitch made a couple of good throws. We saw Iron Manor drop a ball. But on defense, Jeff has been the red menace.
Yes, wearing the red undershirt. You can see it poking through under the jersey and the sleeves. I mean, he is everywhere right now. Cam Ward,
that's another good decision.
First down on a 3rd down and 9, so that's nice to see. But yeah, overall, nothing super notable so far. Again, Cornell Tate not practicing today. Doesn't seem like there's too much concern there. Paul Kuharski said the sources he's talking to are saying it's fine with Cornell Tate, just not out there today. You hope that he'll be back out there for the joint practice. And I'm sure Robert Saleh, who will speak after practice, will have an update on what
John
he's in
Franklin
like.
Myers is back out there.
Yep.
Jacob Martin is back out
Tony
there.
Pollard back out there. Mitch Trubisky.
Now, Tony has not taken part in team reps.
He did in the first segment.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I saw him at least a little bit. So he has been out there some, just maybe not a full go.
Cam really throwing underneath a lot more today. And I think you might be right. I think that might be
right. They might say, hey, you're not allowed to throw the ball more than 15 yards down the field today.
Well, see what you can do. He just seems to be much quicker to take his check down receivers, who are, by the way, open.
Right.
And then he's got to be accurate with the football and give them a chance to make a play with it. And that's what they emphasize, that these guys are all NFL players. Give them a chance to make a play with the ball. And, that was like Chim DK on a swing pass. That's a pretty good option because he's one broken tackle away from going 70.
He's dynamic with the ball in his hands, and that is, in its nature, that is what the quarterback needs to do. Just get the ball into your playmaker's hands.
Yeah. See, he's hitting Wandale all day today.
This has been a nice the first drive was not very good for Cam Ward, but since then he's been pretty pinpoint with the accuracy and the quick decision making.
He's had some decent protection the last couple of plays, and he's been finding 4 open, and he's been putting it on him. Because again, that's not a big catch radius.
Right. Titans practice continuing. We do have to wrap things up, though. We will be back. Chim DK going to join us up here at Titans camp after practice wraps up. So that'll be during the Chase and Big Joe show. Excited for that. Got lots to talk to Chim about. Tomorrow on the show, no TD. TD's got a family engagement tomorrow. So
that's really nice. Oh, what a great play.
Wow.
Is that Alontae Taylor or Kevin Winston?
Diving play from Kevin Winston to break up what would have been a deep ball from Cam Ward.
Yeah, that was a play where Cam extended, but it was a good extension.
Yeah.
Because his offensive line gave him a wide open side of the field to flow to. So he flowed and was not being chased. He just had a wide open side of the field to throw from.
And it was an accurate ball.
Oh, it was when he made the throw, I thought it was going to be a big hitter to Chim. I'm like, that's a sweet pass. And Winston came flying over to knock it down.
They called a penalty, and Cam Ward has taken it upon himself to march off the yardage himself. There you go.
It's competitive, without question. And TP is back in there for them right now.
That'll do it for us today, Corey. Thanks for joining us out here.
All right.
This has been fun. We'll keep watching practice, but we got to hand it off to Chase and Big Joe. We'll be back with Chim DK coming up after practice wraps up. Keep it right here on 102.5 The Game.